Obviously, I think our offensive line has been playing really great over the past 4 or 5 weeks. If you take some snaps over the head out and those sort of things, I mean, we're rushing the ball for over 300 yards the past 4 or 5 weeks a game. So, if we can continue that today and we can be assignment sound and get that extra man to the football on defense, I like our chances.
Doesn't take a doctor to realize what happened to Mike last week, and I know he's probably going to be out today, and I would imagine for the rest of the season from what he did, so that's going to affect the running game a little bit. Anybody else that we're going to miss today?
No, I think just Mike, and it's heartbreaking. I mean, Mike's a guy, he was one of our captains, one of our spokesmen, one of our real leaders, and it's heartbreaking to see those things happen. But it was a non-contact injury. He just stepped, and sometimes those things happen in football. I love the kid. I love what he's done for our school and our football program here. And he took a chance on us 4 years ago, and I couldn't be prouder of the kid. And I'm sorry the way it happened for him last week. But I think he's our only one out today. So hopefully we can maintain that health.
Everyone activated, ready to go?
I hope so. It's funny you ask, but so Thursday Dwayne had a little bit of an Achilles injury, and he took himself out of practice. I'm like, what happened? He's like, well, my Achilles, hurts and it's tight. I'm like, oh, great. So what happened yesterday? He got activated and he's feeling good. So there you go.
We got to get our camera crews and our directors activated before.
I need a lot of activation. I'm telling you.
Me too.
Go get them, Coach.
Right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks a lot. It's actually kind of interesting. You would think teams like Olivet and St. Francis, who have been together and played together for so long, actually the last 6 games have been decided by 10 or more points. They haven't been that close. You expect a little bit closer game today?
Yeah, I do. And I was thinking about this. We talked a little bit coming on the air today. How many games has Coach Curry been involved in as a player, assistant coach, a head coach? He knows Olivet better than anybody. This will be a good one today.
Maybe get a trick play up our sleeve. You never know. It's an important game for both teams. Both have identical records overall and in the conference. Both need it today. We got kickoff just around the corner on the USF Sports TV network.
There's a call to be answered. Time is still on your side. The pads still feel good. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives.
Welcome to Joliet Memorial Stadium. Nick Jacobs, Lee Turnbow with you ahead of St. Francis and Olivet Nazarene, both coming in 2-4 overall records. Both are 1-1 in the conference. Very important game here, Coach. If you're thinking about the postseason, if you want to make some way in the MSFA Midwest Conference, this is a game both of these teams desperately need here today.
You control your own destiny, so to speak, but the thing I like about St. Francis is let's take a look at the season. After opening up with 2 power number 1 team in the country, number 3 team in the country, they played very, very well. They've averaged over 27 points a ball game in the last 4, as well as rushing for almost 220 yards a game.
And take a brief time out here as we listen to the national anthem. Saints ready to get this one underway. A picture-perfect day here in Joliet. And if you're a Saints fan, welcome to the broadcast. If you're a Tigers fan, welcome as well. Like we said, an important game for both of these teams here in a picture-perfect day. Temperature in the upper 50s, lower 60s, sunny skies. Wind will be a factor. And as you're looking at the field here today, blowing from right to left, almost from end zone to end zone. Records aren't the only similarity between these two teams here, Coach. You take a look down the statistical matchup, and a lot of numbers are identical, but there's a couple of differences we need to point out as well. What pops out at you?
Turnover margin. You know, we are -8 in turnover margin. Olivet is -1. The thing that I really like, and you can tell, yeah, we're both 2 and 4, but look at the penalty yards per game. We average around 50. Olivet averages around 36 yards in penalties a game. That tells me right off the bat that they're very, very well coached.
Saints will get the ball first in the starting quarterback, the true freshman out of Freeport, Major Dedman. 44% through the air for 361 yards, a couple of touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but he's much more dangerous with his legs than he is with his arm. He is the second leading rusher on the team with 85 attempts for 399 yards and a couple of touchdowns as well. But the real matchup that we're going to be watching here today, the running games for both teams, specifically the two tailbacks, and they both wear number 1 for their respective teams. For St. Francis, Dwayne Milton. For Olivet Nazarene, LaShawn Rule. He's carried it 60 times for nearly 500 yards and 6 touchdowns. Had 294 yards and 5 touchdowns versus Lawrence Tech back in week number 2. He was the country's offensive player of the week. He broke the single-game rushing record in that game. The record that he broke, 274 yards, which was set by his teammate, Javian Daniels, and you see the wind becoming a factor before the game even starts here today. Javian Daniels set the previous single-game rushing mark for Olivet Nazarene last year against the Saints. Of course, St. Francis hoping to not have history repeat itself there. Finally, someone's going to put their finger on the ball. We'll finally get this one underway. It'll be Bryce DeGura to kick it off for the Tigers. He'll have the wind at his back. Return men. And Brandon Ruffin there on the right side as they get things underway. Line drive right to Brandon. He doesn't get too many chances as they kick away from him typically, but he'll have a chance here up to the 30, and he's got some room. Past midfield, stiff arm still on his feet. One man to beat, but he was ankle tackled right at the 33, and it's exactly how you want to start off this game if you're the Saints.
It is, and we talk about this all the time. You can scheme guys open. Nobody thinks about you can scheme guys open on special teams, right? We're more of a running team. Ruffin hasn't got that many chances for receptions. We all know he's an All-American caliber receiver. Put him back there. Let him return the kicks.
Major Dedman, the true freshman starting quarterback, will have an empty backfield on the first play of the game. 1st and 10, deep inside Olivet territory. He's got 3 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right from the right hash. And it's going to be a quarterback draw the entire way, trying to feature the legs of the true freshman, only to pick up 1 yard on the play. 2nd down.
It's really a two-headed monster for St. Francis. The quarterback, he's a freshman. Everybody knows what he can do, but Milton is the key too. Those two work interchangeably, and they work very well together. That'll be a big key is how successful this run game is going to go today.
And Dwayne into the game for the first time. 101 carries, nearing 700 yards, but they're going to throw it on 1st down. Airmailed over the head on the screen pass to the right side. Looking for Noah Fritz, the sophomore out of Bourbonnais. Of course, Olivet Nazarene, down from his neck of the woods, just outside Kankakee. Going to send Fritz over to the left side this time, and they're going to split Dwayne Milton out to the right slot now with 5 wide receivers. Empty backfield again. 3rd down and 9, and he'll have to throw, stepping up. Nothing there, and he's going to run it. Here's where he's dangerous. Makes one man miss right near the line to gain, and they might mark him a foot or 2 shy here on 4th down.
But I think with the wind being what it is, and plus the first drive of the game, St. Francis definitely, I believe, going to go for it here on 4th down.
St. Francis 3 for 10 on 4th downs this season. We're going to hand off to Dwayne, looking for a hole behind that offensive line, and he'll pick up 2. He needed 1 first down for the Saints, nearing the red zone.
And I really like what St. Francis did. Run it behind your 2 best offensive linemen, and that's Bikema and Wentworth on the right side.
Milton behind Dedman in the pistol here. They're going to hard count. Look off to the side for the play. 3-3 stack here for Olivet defensively. They're going to pass it off and let Brendan Ruffin go to work, and he'll pick up 4 or 5 before he's brought down just inside the 20-yard line.
A little bit of adjustment by St. Francis right now. They've taken Ruff, and instead of putting him as a flanker or wideout, they put him in the slot, give him a little bit more room to operate, a little more of an option route look for him.
No huddle offense here for the Saints. And again off to the side for the play. Snap back to Dedman, play action. Dedman across the middle, has Ruffin, takes a hit and another big hit. But he picks up the first down inside the 10. First and goal for the Saints on their first possession of the game. And a nice ball that time from Major.
Early in the game, St. Francis making a real concerted effort to get the ball as many times to Mr. Ruffin.
Yes, sir, they are. They need to. He is one of the 2 top playmakers for this team, Dwayne Milton and Brandon Ruffin. First and goal. Snap back to Major. He's going to run it, looking for a little bit of room. Finds it inside the 5, pushing forward. The state championship wrestler shows his strength and pushes into the end zone. Are they giving him the end zone? Yes, they do. Touchdown.
That's exactly how you want to start this football game. The opening drive. Sit there, just take it, march it right down Olivet's throat. Nice return by Ruff to open this game up. And the offense does their job.
St. Francis has only scored 17 points in the first quarter this season. As you see the strength.
Now look at Wentworth.
Wow.
Look at Wentworth. All right.
Dragging 3 Tigers into the end zone as Holberry puts in the extra point. 7-0 Saints after 1 possession. Wow, what a start to the game. We haven't seen that kind of start this season at all.
No, and that's very good to see. But you can tell right off the bat the adjustments St. Francis have made, right? They've taken Ruff, they moved him in the slot. They made a real nice effort to get him the ball early and often and get him more involved in the game. And plus, Dedman, we talked about this the last time, he's really progressing. He's come along. He's not going to sit there and wow you with quickness, but he just gives you a limp leg, takes it away, reads. He doesn't go too quick. You think as a freshman quarterback, especially a running freshman quarterback, you'd have a tendency to outrun your blockers and go faster than the blocking scheme allows. But he stays behind the blocks, does a nice job.
Drive goes 7 plays, 33 yards in 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Special teams and offense look pretty good early on. We'll see if the defense, see how they come out here with the first possession for the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene.
Now the wind's going to play a big factor. We noticed in pregame the ball's getting knocked down about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they'd be lucky to get this past the 20. High end over end kick, and it'll be returned from the 27 by one of the upbacks. And I thought there was a fair catch called for at the 27. Yeah, I think they are. And it looks like St. Francis calling for some sort of a flag here. And the officials are going to
Well, if that was a flag and there was a fair catch called, that's a legal procedure.
Jordan Lawton is an absolute ball player, the starting quarterback for Olivet Nazarene. I was very impressed with him last year against the Saints down in Bourbonnais. But he was injured coming into the season, and this is his first start. Or last week, I believe, was his first start. We'll get the official call here from our referee. And they will call that penalty.
Yeah, there is a early fair catch called, and they picked it up and he ran with it, so they're going to get delay of game. So that'll make it 1st and 15 for Olivet. Let's go! 1st and 10, 1st and 10.
Jordan Lawton still 463 yards, though, in 1.5 games, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Motion for the Tigers, but they start off on the ground. Right up the middle, but only to the 25-yard line, a gain of 2. It was their their leading rusher in terms of yardage, LaShawn Rule, also the current program record holder for yards in a game. He broke that early in the season against Lawrence Tech. They also got Javion Daniels back there, too, a two-headed beast at running back for the Tigers, and both of those guys capable of carrying the rushing game. They're going to go Daniels again, or make that rule again. And again, only a yard or two to be had that time. Brings up 3rd down.
And the guy who made that play is Chris Peters from his defensive end spot. He forced that to go back inside. Watch number 99. Keep the outside leverage, and watch where the running back is supposed to go outside. He forced him back inside for only a small gain.
3rd down and 5 for the Tigers. Opening possession for Olivet Nazarene. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers for the Saints. 2 high safeties. Motion man from right to left is Graziano. Here's Lawton to throw. Here comes pressure across the middle. It's a dart. It's complete for a 1st down for the Tigers past the 45 up to the 46-yard line. A pickup of about 15 yards and a 1st down for Olivet.
He stayed right in there because we had pressure right in his face. Jumped over a blocker, gave pressure. Watch this from the left side top of your screen. He comes back. He's looking out there. He knows exactly where he goes. Free blitzer, almost got there.
Reception made by Brian Jenkins, the freshman out of Indiana. Here's Lawton again. Plenty of time. Looking downfield. Has a man open, but just a bit too much air into that one. But the wide receivers did get behind the defense on that. He was looking for Jalen Dunnigan, the sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida.
And that probably was a wrong route because there's 2 wide receivers in the same general area. But having said that, they both were behind our secondary, which can't happen.
Yep. It was Dunnigan, the intended receiver on the play. But here we go again. 2nd down and 10, 46-yard line for Olivet. Wing back left and a tailback behind Lawton. They'll run it here on 2nd down. Inside run. Nice patience by Rule as he pushes it past the 50-yard line. They'll pick up 5 yards. 3rd down and 5 again coming up for Olivet Nazarene.
Our defensive line has to play lower pad level. They stand up too high. That was a chance to make a tackle right at the line of scrimmage, but because we played high, watch how high we play. We got to get underneath their pads, pad level. Our pads underneath their pad. Right there should have been a chance to get that tackle, but now he gets another 4 yards.
Motion to the right side for Graziano. Here's Lawton. Screen pass for Rule, but he dropped it. He had a lot of room. He probably picks up that 1st down if he didn't drop it, but now it brings up 4th and 5, and it's decision time for Olivet.
Well, you had the win, so if I'm Olivet, I'm going to try to push this down within the 10. Watch, it's just a little swing pass. He's looking downfield, nothing. He's got that anytime he wants it on the right side. He just tried to run it before he caught the ball.
You're right. They will line up in a punt formation. Punter is Josh Anderson. He is the program leader in yards punted, over 6,100 yards in his 4 years punting for Olivet.
Got to catch that.
Angles it right, and it is caught by number 4, R.J. Williams. He plays 3 ways now with the injury to Justin Bruns. He's now back there returning punts. He's a wide receiver. They've lined him up at safety in the last few weeks, and now he's returning punts.
You know, back in the day, back in the Stone Ages when the films were black and white, you would sit there and you would chew on your punt returner for having caught that inside the 10-yard line. But with punters being so good, they can down it. That's probably a good play on his part.
Here's Dedman. Freshman quarterback. He'll have 4 wide receivers to play with. 3 over to the right side. Dwayne Milton is the tailback. They're going to run it with Milton. Behind the line, he'll push forward for 3. Dwayne Milton, the current record holder for yards in a season for St. Francis, 1,089 set last year. His first year with the program. They run it again, and this one will be near that line to gain on 2nd down. They will give him the first. St. Francis, no huddle.
Cracks me up. You get the side judge right in front of the downs marker. It was close. Yeah, it's 1st down.
Moving very quickly offensively are the Saints. Same formation here. Look for big Malik Roberts wide right. You can't miss him. He's the big guy. They're going to run it again for Dwayne. Stutter steps, tries to make a cut. No room that time. Nicely done by Olivet to fill their gaps on that one. Make that Brody Crossan, their senior linebacker out of Valpo. Not University, but Valparaiso, Indiana. He is a transfer from Western Illinois University. Crossing 44 tackles and a sack at his linebacker spot. 2nd down and a long 9. Dedman takes a snap. He's going to throw this time. Plenty of time. Gets it to Malik. Turns upfield at the 25-yard line. He only picks up about 5, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Saints. And they're going to hurry to that line. They are supercharged on offense here as Malik Roberts will go to the left. Line up and take a look for the play again. Rushing 3 is Olivet. It's going to be a run for Major. He's tripped from behind, stays on his feet, but he's going to go backward for 2-3 yards. Brings up 4th down, and now St. Francis is going to have to punt, but they don't have the luxury of a stiff wind at their back.
That was the designed quarterback run all the way, maybe even a quarterback draw. All he did is go a little bit quick. Watch, he gets there. He doesn't let the second level get behind and get in their drop zones far enough. He runs this almost too fast.
Return men are going to set up near midfield, at least one of them will be. The other back near the 40-yard line as the snap is a good one. Tyler Keene puts his left foot into it, trying to get it as far down there as he can. That's actually a pretty good punt considering the conditions. It'll be at the 47-yard line. That's where the Tigers offense will take over.
And St. Francis, as we said, has played real well the last 4 games, been in every ball game. They average over 200 yards a game rushing, which, number one, I like. And plus, they don't get a lot of penalties, which extend drives.
Pretty stout rushing defense as well, only allowing 144. And there's Jordan Lawton, senior quarterback. He can do it with his legs, too. If he drops back to throw, there's nothing there. He's very dangerous running, but he's going to let it fly this time. Finds his man in the flat, makes a move, and he'll pick up a 1st down with the 2nd effort. Breaking free of the linebacker, Blake Evans, for the Saints.
If you knew nothing about football and you just watch the offensive line, which you should because they're going to take you to the ball, and look at this is a nice pass. But again, we got to make the first initial tackle, get faked out of there, get another 5 yards. Watch Olivet's offensive line. We get a wide shot on the next play, and tell me who you think the best offensive lineman is.
Lawton throwing again wide open on the right sideline is Dunnigan. He'll pick up another 1st down. 2 first downs on 2 plays here for this Olivet Tiger offense.
So if you didn't have any clue who the best offensive lineman is for Olivet, just take a look at 79, look at his helmet, how many stickers he's got, how big that young man is. Look at it. He's got all the stickers on his helmet.
That's exactly who Coach Curry was talking about in the pregame. James Officer, the transfer from Indiana State. Here's Lawton to throw again. Down the middle, wide open, touchdown. Wide open was Jalen Dunnigan, the sophomore. He scores his 3rd touchdown of the season, and the extra point will tie it up here in Joliet.
He got inside leverage on the cornerback in between the safety. That's an easy pitch and catch right there. Good ball, though. Excellent ball. Puts it right on the money. Only a spot where his guy can make the catch.
Degura for the point after. On the way. And it's good. We're tied up 7-7. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Make sure you can get online because you can stream all 2019 USF home football games live through the USF YouTube channel. Just go to GoFightingSaints.com. Click on upcoming events. Click on the video link next to the game you want to watch. USF sports fans can also watch home soccer and volleyball games online this fall. I mentioned basketball as well. As Coach Curry patrols the sidelines. He's a defensive guy. I'm not sure he's going to be too happy with that particular possession.
Now, you would think with the long history of this series, 27th time we've played them, that it'd be more of a lower scoring game. That's not the case. This has a feel of more of a back and forth ping pong type of game. You score, I score. So, that's something we should watch, the pace. I like both teams are going no huddle. They're speeding it up a little bit. They got the matchups that they want, obviously. So that's something to watch.
USF scores in average in these 26 games 30 points. Olivet Nazarene an average of 23, to your point. There's an average of 50 points scored in this matchup. And it does date back to 1986, the start of the USF football program. So they've been playing as long as this team's been around. Ruffin will just let this one sail out the back of the end zone with 6:32 to go in the quarter.
I'm guessing if there is a kickoff and it's somewhere before the numbers, before the letters in the end zone, that Ruff's going to take it out.
I would assume so, especially after the confidence booster he got on the first return, which he took about 60 yards.
You know, Ruff looks like a wide receiver. Our tight end looks like a tight end. If you're going to say, I'm going to build me a tight end, it's going to be Malik, right? If you're going to build me a wide receiver, it's going to look like number 80.
6'4", 255 is Malik Roberts. Brandon Ruffin, a slim 6'4", 180. Also a track star. Leads the program in receiving yards, over 2,600, and touchdowns, receiving 34. Here's Pregame Barber, and first time we've seen him today, the backup running back today after the loss of Michael Johnson last week to a knee injury. It's going to put him out for the season, which is unfortunate. He's a senior, missing his senior season here as that first down play goes for 5. St. Francis right back to the line. They'll do a hard count here and look back for the play. 2nd down and 5. We are just flying. 7-7, 6 minutes to go in the first. Here's Dedman. They're going to option it, and he's going to hand it off to Dwayne Milton around the edge and up near the first down marker. He needed 5. He got 6. First down for the Saints. Chains moving. You can see the hustle here. It's a game plan in action here as the offense hurries back to the line.
Young football players, I just like the way that Milt, he finished that run. If he doesn't put his head down, he doesn't get the first down, but by putting his shoulder down, he gets an extra 2 yards, picks up the first down.
Milton on the right hip of Dedman this time. 4 wide receivers. Same play. They give to Milton. Stiff arms his way, and he'll pick up a strong 5 up near the 40-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry. There he is, who we were talking about, Malik Roberts. He is just a beast of a man. Having the best season of his career this year, by the way. His junior season out of Naperville Central. And we'll have a stoppage here. Our officials are going to stop the clock. You have an extra ball on the field? Yep. All right, here we go. 2nd down and 6. Saints have it at their 40-yard line. Milton, the tailback, in the pistol. Brandon Ruffin, wide left. Fritz in the slot right. Snap back. They give to Milton. He's going right at the A-gap. Look at the man run, and he gets out to midfield and a first down. He picks up 9. What a run by Dwayne Milton. He's usually a speedster, but he put on a strength clinic on that run.
He got 7 yards after contact. Watch this. This should be no gain. Look at him. Run through that tackle. Run through that tackle. Bust through that guy. Get another 7 yards after initial contact.
And they're right to the line, right back to Dwayne Milton, and he picks up 2 into Olivet territory. He just ran over the Tiger middle linebacker at the line of scrimmage. What a run by Dwayne.
You think Coach Curry's got early dinner reservations tonight?
Here we go on 2nd down. Back to Dwayne. No gain that time, though. Ran into one of the defensive linemen that time. Somebody get Milton a breather.
Just by personnel group, they put Pierre back in there on this 3rd and 8. So it looks like he's going to help in pass protection, and look for Ruffin here.
3rd down and 8 from the Olivet 49-yard line. 3:54 to go in the first quarter. 3-3 set defensively for Olivet. Play action. Down the middle of the field. That one's batted in the air. An incomplete, dangerous play. He threw that into some high traffic looking for Fritz across the middle, but it falls incomplete. 4th down. St. Francis will punt it from midfield.
He tried to throw it over the linebacker in front of the secondary, and watch, he's looking right there. There's a lot of traffic there. That's a throw that he probably would want back anyway.
Yep. Especially to the 5'7" receiver in Noah Fritz. Return man is Javian Daniels. Put 274 yards rushing on the Saints last year down in Bourbonnais. Good snap. The kick is away. Very short kick, and I think Tyler Keene's going to want that one back even into the wind. It'll bounce out of bounds right near the 30-yard line. Here comes Jordan Lawton and company. St. Francis just 17 points in the first quarter this season. Olivet Nazarene, they love the first quarter. They put 42 points up on the first quarter this year. So St. Francis holding them well below their average. There's Jordan Lawton out of Lakewood, California. Hello to the Lawtons out in the West Coast. Trips receivers off to the left, single over to the right. Quick throw and incomplete. He zipped that one right by the ear hole of Jalen Dunnigan. Incomplete. Second down.
And that's a timing issue. If you know you're back there, you're going to take one step and throw the ball, and watch this. He takes his one step, ball's out, receiver. Oh, you got yeah. That's a varsity quarterback. That's a college varsity quarterback who's done this a little bit. Ball's going to be right on you.
Same formation. Second down and 10. Olivet at their own 30. They're going to screen it left side, and that one's incomplete. And Chris Johnson, the linebacker, almost had his hand on that ball as it came out of Lawton's hand. Third down and 10 now.
But look at Heathen. Heathen sit there, takes on the blocker, and I think that's what caused the dropsy right there, because he saw Hurdle right there about ready to make that tackle.
Olivet 0-2 on third down here early on in this game. 3:23. Clock stopped after the incomplete pass. Hathon Hurdle, the corner.
Olivet comes in converting 39% of their third downs coming into the game today. This is third and long, though.
Look for a pass down the middle of the field. St. Francis showing pressure. They're going to bring the blitz on him. Lawton has to move. Fires incomplete. Looking for the comeback route to Dunnigan, and a nice job defensively by the Saints. Going to force a 3 and out.
You got help with the two drops, but that one just pressure, and then the quarterback didn't have enough time to make that play. Watch. You see the pressure. Now he's going to look, roll to the right, buy himself some time. Now that upsets all the timing. Receivers got to work back to their quarterback, not to the sideline. Give him a target, a lane to throw to.
Love the blitz call on third and long. Back to return is Deontay Rogers, the freshman wide receiver out of Glen Carbon, Illinois. Punt is away, high and into the wind. Rogers from the 21-yard line.
Don't touch him.
At the 20, still trying to find a lane to run in. He'll pick up 4 on the return.
As a punt returner, your number one job is to make the first guy come down and miss. If you do that, then you're going to have time enough for your blocking to set up. That time you did a nice job. You should have tried probably run a little bit more north and south and get to that second level of the tacklers, but you did a nice job.
We'll take a look at why this game is so important here between quarters. We'll pull up the Midwest League standings, show you where everyone sits in about 3 minutes. Run to Dwayne. Gonna run over one of his blockers up to the 28-yard line. He'll just pick up 4 on the play.
They list him at 5'8", 175. I don't think he's that big. He runs bigger than he's listed, that's for sure, but I don't think he's that big.
He's the 2-time Offensive Player of the Week in the conference.
Of course, after you get activated, it might be superpowers, like the superheroes.
Have you tried getting activated yet?
No.
Couldn't hurt.
I'm afraid.
Actually, from what I understand, it does hurt while it's happening, but then helps you when they're done. 3 wide receivers. We're going to have to try to explain that. Uh-oh. Miscommunication, but Major Dedman trying to make something happen. He picks up about 3 yards. He tried to hand off to Barberin to his right side, but Barberin went left. Still a decent gain on second down. Brings up third down and 3. See why they like Major Dedman, freshman out of Freeport in the Rockford area.
They have plenty of time on the play clock. Still 15 left on the play clock.
Under 2 minutes, clock ticking here in the first quarter. Third down and 3 for the Saints at their own 31. Snap back to Major. Draw play to Barberin. Makes one guy miss. And he picks up a first down before he's spun down at the 40-yard line. Chains move for the Saints, and they're going to scurry back to that line. Waste no time.
You wouldn't think that Barbs would have moves like this because he's built more like a traditional fullback, but watch it. Zoop! And that's what gets him enough for the first down. And then he'll finish the run.
Brody Crossan went for that fake. Snap back. They're going to keep it for Dedman. First time he's kept it on the option play. Bouncing outside. Still on his feet past midfield. Took a big hit at the end, and he picks up a first down. Hit applied by Jason Freeman, the linebacker. But the freshman quarterback moves the chains again for the Saints.
He might get a nickname called Silk. Look how smooth he is. Not hurried up, but watch this. It doesn't look like he's in a hurry. Whoa.
Doesn't look like he's moving very fast, does it?
Just Silk. Just smooth in everything that he does. And that's saying something for a freshman.
Big hit there at the end. He lines up again inside Tiger territory. They're going to give to Dwayne. Nice blocking ahead of him past the 40. Face mask there at the end of the play. He'll be pushed out of bounds. I don't see a flag, though. That was a face mask, correct? There's the flag. Thank you very much. Uh-oh. They got the two Tigers upset at each other. I think Brody Croson very upset at his defensive back, Lance Walker, for committing that penalty.
And I don't know if there's something said after the play, too, but that was definitely a face mask. And watch Milton as he gets it. Excuse me. Watch his head snap right there.
That's a 15-yarder.
That's a handful right there.
And then you saw two of the Tiger defensive players yelling at each other. I think the linebacker was very mad at Walker for committing that penalty. It's like, come on, what are you trying to do here? A dead ball foul? Can't really hear the official. It couldn't have been a dead ball foul if they threw a flag on the... Yeah, like to your point, it must have been a flag for something after the play, but how do you not throw the flag on the most obvious face mask penalty I have ever seen?
It's right in front of you, so I think he just made a wrong call. That is definitely a personal foul, face masking, 15-yard variety.
Well, no matter what it is, the 15-yard will be applied here. First down for the Saints, knocking on the door of the red zone again. They hand off to Milton again. Same play, same result. 10, one man to beat, end zone, Dwayne Milton. Second touchdown of the game. Do your dance, kid. 40 seconds to go, extra point coming up.
Right side of the offensive line does an excellent job of creating an edge for Milton to come around. Comes around, reads the block of his wide receiver. You don't get a really nice run unless you get a block by your wide receiver. Watch that push out, kick out block. Gets to the edge and watch this blocking downfield right there by your wide receiver. Oh, Ruffin. Nice job, Mr. Ruffin.
Keegan James, the block at the point of attack. Ruffin downfield. Touchdown, Dwayne Milton. Extra point is good. Saints lead it by a touchdown, 14-7 with 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. We've had an action-packed first 15 minutes here.
I kind of like the pace.
I love it.
You know, we're not using the clock eating type where you sit there, you huddle up and you use 20 seconds on the play clock before you even get to the line of scrimmage. St. Francis and both Olivet, it's not a hurry up, it's just a no huddle offense where you come in there, you get the look of the defense right away. If you don't like that, you check with your sideline. They're going to give you the play call, then you're going to go.
The drive rather, 6 plays, 76 yards. It's a hair under 3 minutes.
I'm going to say this right now. If all it takes is for you to get activated, like Mr. Ruffin and Mr. Milton.
They look good, huh?
Yeah. So let's put that in part of our practice plan, part of our pregame. Okay, at 12 o'clock, everybody's going to get activated.
Good. Talk to my office or my manager, see if we can get activated at work every Monday.
Talk to my doctor. Talk to somebody jump out the roof and activate me, hit me. Oh, my goodness.
And by the way, we're joking about that because last week Coach brought it up to us about how Dwayne got activated, and that's a very specific thing that the trainers do with the players. It's almost like an acupuncture type of thing, but using the knuckle instead of a needle as the punt was fair caught for.
We used to call that back in the day getting punched in the head. Getting woken up. Somebody with a knuckle trying to activate you.
Yeah, the training staff will put a knuckle into the ribs or to the side of the knee, which activates them. I don't really know. You just Google it, I suppose, if you want to know. I'm not the one that should be explaining that type of thing, but apparently it works. We got to get Art Campos on the microphone. He might be our halftime interview. Can you tell us about what activating is? He's not ready for that. He's not ready for his close-up
he'll
yet.
Activate you. He just doesn't want to explain it.
Here's Tigers, 1st and 10 after the kickoff. Screen pass left side, wheels out to the 40-yard line. That's where they're going to mark him out of bounds. So You give him 6, 7 yards or so on first down. That was Lyric McFerrin, one of my favorite names of the season so far.
And, of course, we got another big game in the MSFA today. I was looking at that. Concordia's at Marion.
Yep.
That would be a real nice game.
How about Indiana Wesleyan and St. Francis, Indiana today? That would be a fun one, too. Lawton throwing, caught. First down up to midfield. 9-yard pickup to Dunnigan. Been his favorite target so far. Jalen Dunnigan, the sophomore out of Jacksonville, Florida. 18 catches, 165 yards. A couple touchdowns coming into today.
And Lawton throws a real nice ball. Puts it right in the money.
Stoppage of play here. A timeout on the field. Oh, that's the end of the first quarter as we get the replay of the first down play. Dunnigan, yep. Nice hands. Number 14. Let's take a look at where we all sit in terms of conference standings here in the MSFA Midwest. As it always does, everyone's chasing St. Xavier right now. They're 2-0, a 3-2 overall record for the Cougars. We're 13 ranking in the NAIA. They started off pretty high, up around 6th or so to start the season. A couple losses out of conference, dropped them down to 13. Then you got St. Ambrose, team that beat Olivet Nazarene last week. And there's Olivet, Robert Morris, St. Francis all bunched up right in the middle at 1-1. You see why this game is so important. Saints already lost to Robert Morris, but if you can beat Olivet, get some help. You got a game against St. Ambrose coming up later this year. You got your game against St. Xavier. So while the Saints have lost to Robert Morris already, definitely not out of it with games against everyone that is above them.
And people don't understand. Yeah, everybody likes to watch, Michigan and Penn State tonight. But you don't understand how good a conference, a small college conference, that the MSFA is. Everybody talks about the Division III conference. The CCIW is one of the best premier conferences, small college conferences in the country. But this conference, for the type of football they play and how many teams they send to the playoffs every year, is a great small college football conference.
The Midwest is good, but the Mideast is even more stacked with the likes of St. Francis, Indiana, and Marion, and Concordia, and Indiana Wesleyan. Now, that's probably when you split the MSFA into the two divisions, that Mideast is just killer. Olivet takes over as we start our second quarter. Counter play to the right side, but St. Francis disciplined. Blake Evans there to put a stop to it after a gain of 2.
And he stays there. Watch him from his linebacker spot. He'll just stay there and suck in, forces it back inside, and still makes the tackle.
Sean Dickinson also there. There's Blake Evans, the transfer linebacker for the Saints out of D2 Concordia St. Paul, where he led his team in tackles one of those years he was there. Lawton, quick throw, left side, complete. Picks up about 6, but he's about a yard shy of the first down. That one to Brian Jenkins, the first catch for the freshman today.
Quick slant just inside. Can't get the safety or linebacker over there quick enough. As soon as he gets 1 half step inside you, the ball should be there, and it was.
3rd down and 1. Looks like Jared Honey back there, the big running back. They give it to the big boy, and he needed 1. He picked up 2.
You take a look at the early first quarter stats. St. Francis ran the ball for 107 yards in the first quarter. A nice job. Dwayne Milton, 9 carries for 59 yards, a 6.5 average. Keep on giving the ball to him. Major Dedman, 2 out of 4 passing, 13 yards. But St. Francis controlled the clock. They held the ball for 8 minutes in the first quarter.
Jared Honey going to stay in there, a tailback for Olivet Nazarene. They'll give him the ball again. Inside run, and he is a bruiser. He was hit at the line, but still ran for 9 yards. Make it 2nd down and 1. And he'll take a seat. Back will come LaShawn Rule, their junior out of St. Rita.
This might be an area of the field, especially 2nd and short. You might go play action and try to take a deep shot in the end zone.
5th play of the drive coming up, 2nd down. Here's Lawton going to throw. They're looking for the touchdown here. And dropped it right on a dime. Touchdown to the back of the end zone to Brian Jenkins. What a throw by the senior quarterback. Wow.
We talked about that right before the play, didn't we? This would be a shot in the field where you take it for the end zone. He did. And that was a pretty ball. That was a great pass. Dropped it right into the bucket, right over. Watch it. He's got plenty of time. But look at him. He knows exactly where he's going, and look at the trajectory on his ball. And watch, it comes right over, drops it in, gets feet in, touchdown.
Corner John Pullen did his best to keep up with him, but couldn't quite get there at the end. Touchdown for the Tigers. Extra point into the wind here. That one's good. We're tied up 14-14, 12:57 to go in the first half. I thought we'd have a fun one today, Coach, and shaping up that way, isn't it?
It is shaping up that way. Now, the thing that if you're St. Francis, you kind of get the feel of this game through the first quarter and a couple minutes, don't you, Nick? And the thing is, it looks like it feels like it's going to be a ping pong game. Now you had the win with you in the second quarter, so you should be able to get a nice return here and get nice field position to set it up. I wouldn't change a thing if I'm St. Francis. Everything's been working for you.
This is the 27th meeting all time between the Saints and Tigers, dating back to 1986 when the Saints started their football program. Saints are 18-8 against Olivet Nazarene, won 9 in a row until last year when Olivet Nazarene won at home 42-28. St. Francis has won the last 6 here at Memorial Stadium. The last 6 games have been decided by at least 12 points. This one looks to be a little bit closer than that so far through the first quarter and change. A drive for Olivet, 7 plays, 66 yards in just under 3 minutes. Short kickoff. It'll be a return from the 25. Just out of bounds right near the 34-yard line for the Saints. Dominic Cooper, the return man of the play.
And it's a scheme thing for both teams. When we had to kick against the wind, what are they doing? They're doing a pooch kick to about the 30-yard line. Give your coverage team a chance to get down there. Not much opportunity for a big return, but still decent field position for the Saints.
So it's 14-14. Both teams right around the same total yardage. Olivet 120 total offensive yards, 118 for St. Francis. As Deadman is hit at the line, stays on his feet, tries to cut back, and he'll fall forward for 2. So we'll just say both teams with an equal 120 total yards.
And that's such a good read by Deadman. Watch this. He'll get contact, but watch, he fights his way through it, leans forward, gets enough for a couple yards.
How about this, though? That can't be right. St. Francis only with 13 rushing yards? Doesn't seem right.
Nope.
Snap back to Deadman. Play action. He's going to try to run it again, but Olivet is right on top of that. No gain, third down. Wonder if they got the teams switched up here. On our stat sheet. There's Major Deadman in the shotgun this time. He has Milton on his left hip, throwing down. Olivet going to blitz. Nope, they're going to rush 3. Deadman
nice ball.
through the air, and it was right into the breadbasket of
I think that was
Brandon Ruffin, right at the 50-yard line, but he dropped it. He was in some traffic. I think he was expecting to take a hit there at the end, but he didn't really. But now they're going to have to punt it away.
That was a good ball by Deadman. He puts it right in the hands to see if it gets tipped at the end there. No, Russ got to come down with that one.
Tyler Keene will have the wind at his back for the first time today as he punts it away. There's Brandon. Career leader for the Saints in yards and touchdowns.
Now Olivet has a 2-man return team on the punt, so your odds of sitting there and trying to go one side or the other and get it roll is very rare.
Who nearly blocked, but line drive kick will be to Daniels. Puts it back up to 35. Still on his feet. Someone's got to bring Javion Daniels to the ground. They'll finally gang tackle him at the 36-yard line. Forward progress will be stopped there at the 36. And on comes the Tiger offense. After a nice stand defensively, they're going to look to take the lead for the first time today with 11:29 left to go. You'll see the return again.
Does a nice job. Coverage is good right there, but again, we got to sit there. There's an opportunity for a tackle. Breaks out of it, gets 4 or 5 more yards, keeps on going down. Strip. One guy posts, one guy strip. And that's what we talked to Coach Curry about before the game. He says, man, if we can get a turnover or 2, we'd be a lot better football team. You know, he was lamenting the fact that, hey, we're not forcing as many turnovers as we did last year.
Yeah, our official stat sheet has the logos switched and the colors switched. Screen pass. Good blocking downfield. Makes one man miss. Flag coming in there at the play. That's An interesting flag. Well, to take a look at that, there was really not much there. Must have been a holding penalty. We'll take a look at that, but a nice catch and run that time by Lyric McFerrin. We'll see if we see something here on the replay.
A little zone read and the flag, maybe a holding right there. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know. ...107 yards on the ground for the Saints.
They're going to march against the Saints.
Ooh. Wow. Way down there. The attacking on at the end of the run?
Yep.
I'll put the ball at the 38-yard line. Did you see the call?
I did not see the call.
Ooh. The microphone apparently not working for our officiating crew today. We're going to give to LaShawn Rule.
Nice job.
Off left
nice
side,
job.
and down he goes behind the line of scrimmage. I believe it was Nick Murray, the safety, coming in to make the play.
He did a nice job, but we got nice outside support forcing it back in. Watch, he wants to go outside with this, but look, we force it back inside, and there's pursuit. Come in and make the tackle.
Your boy, number 99, Chris Peters. Chris Peters, 21 tackles, but more importantly, 9 of them now behind the line of scrimmage. A couple forced fumbles, and a blocked kick as well for big 9-9. Give on the inside run. 2 yards to be had for the ball carrier for Olivet Nazarene. I believe that was Daniels this time. Yep, number 11, Javion Daniels, the sophomore out of Lima, Ohio.
And on the previous couple of third and longs, second and longs, when they throw the ball, and watch, this is nice pursuit again. Make a pile and let the linebackers clean it up. Olivet likes to throw the ball outside the numbers, something down the sideline, somewhere their wide receivers can take advantage to see if they hold true with that scheme.
Lawton, 2 running backs on each hip here. There's the snap. Lawton checks down. Flag comes out. Daniels in space. Take it up to the 25-yard line. That's enough for a first down, but we'll see what the penalty is.
It looks like in an area holding against Olivet, because it's thrown back here about the 35-yard line.
Hear Dave Laketta's voice, the AD, and our public address announcer as well.
Man of many hats, Mr. Laketta.
Got the official call. Oh, it's going to be on the Saints again, but the penalty will be declined on the first down catch. Olivet will take it at the 25-yard line. We're under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Appreciate everyone listening locally on the radio, WCSF. Thanks to Andre back at the studio and everyone watching via the YouTube channel. Appreciate that as well. Play action, Lawton looking to the end zone again. Turn around,
nice play.
He put his hands right between the hands of the receivers. Haython didn't know where that ball was, but he got an arm on it and knocked it away.
As soon as he sees the receiver put his hands up, he puts his hands up. He's in trail position. Watch this. Receiver puts his hands up, and look, he puts his hands up. Nice job.
Haython Hurdle, the corner out of Lockport High School. Second down and 10 for Olivet at the St. 25-yard line. They're going to look to the sideline, get a new play too. Saints, 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers. Playing the run. Daniels trying to squeak inside, but he's put down after a gain of 4. Looked like it was Chris Johnson on the tackle.
We talked about this in the pregame. Our linebackers have played very, very well the last 3 or 4 ball games. Do a nice job of wrapping up, and that, if you miss that tackle, that's a touchdown. If you miss that tackle, that's a touchdown. But it does a nice job of wrapping up.
3rd down and 6, 21-yard line, 9 minutes and counting in the first half. Lawton in the pistol. He's got Daniels behind him. 4 wide receivers. Here's Jordan. Outside again. Nice catch, nice move. First down. Inside the 15-yard line. And the Tigers are in business with the short passing game today.
Just run trips to the top side, ran a little motion, and watch the motion man go out in the flat. Linebacker can't get out there because he got a running start. Missed tackle again. Enough for a first down.
Pretty strong arm on Jordan Lawton, huh?
He does deliver a nice ball.
He gets it out there quick. First down for the Tigers. St. Francis still looking to get in position here. See if they bring some pressure. They hand it off to Daniels. Tries to squeak through.
Oh.
He'll take it inside the 5. It'll be first and goal. Did he get the first down? No, looks like he's just about a yard shy. 2nd down and 1 inside the 5-yard line here. And with the running backs that Olivet has, dangerous here for the Saints. Take a look.
Watch Chris Johnson, 51, right here from his linebacker. Watch him try to rip that ball out.
Oh, that was close.
Almost did.
He almost
did.
2nd and 1 here. Daniels, the tailback. They're going to give to Javion. Nice play for the Saints inside. Jake Pott, the defensive end, the freshman there to help with the stop.
He squeezes it down from his defensive line spot. He squeezes it down, takes it on, and makes the tackle. Now, if you're going to throw the ball, you think they would throw the ball here.
It does pick up the first down, though. First down and goal for Olivet. St. Francis, some defensive personnel changes. Well, there you go. Daniel still the tailback. I don't think they throw it at all. Going to move a wing back over left side here. Big formation. They are going to, nope, faked me out. They go to Daniels. He's hit right at the goal line. He will be stopped short, right about the 1-foot line. Who made that hit?
Mikey Grubin, number 48 for his linebacker spot. Watch him put his shoulder pad right in this running back's midsection. Little counter play. And watch 48. Shuck out the blocker. Boom, step up. Fill it. Nice tackle.
A heck of a fake, too. 2nd down and goal. Mike Grubin, 32 tackles. The MSFA Midwest Defensive Player of the Week a few weeks ago. They handed off Davion Daniels, and he's in there untouched. Olivet takes their first lead of the ball game, 20-14, with an extra point coming up. Running right behind that left side of the offensive line, behind their big left tackle, James Officer.
And he's a pretty impressive offensive tackle at this level.
You also see Evan Lewis out there, the sophomore, 6'9", 300 pounds. Snaps good, holds down, kick on the way, extra point is good. It's 21-14. We're going back and forth here in the first half. 6:27 to go until halftime. Saints will try to get back to even with their next possession.
You have the wind behind you, and you know you're going to get this ball probably somewhere around the 35-yard line at least on the return because of the wind situation. You don't have to panic. 6.5 minutes left to go before halftime. You're only down a touchdown. You have moved the ball against Olivet. The thing is, Olivet has also found some kind of rhythm on offense, so you don't want to go ping pong or go 3 and out and get the ball right back to the Tigers.
For Olivet Nazarene, Jordan Lawton efficient, 10 for 14 for 134 yards so far and 2 touchdowns. On the ground, it's Javion Daniels leading the way with 6 carries, 20 yards in the score. Brian Jenkins, number 15, has been the favorite receiver for Lawton. 3 catches for 47 yards and 1 of those touchdowns. For the Saints, it's been the Dwayne Milton show so far. 9 carries, 59 yards and a score. Major Dedman has carried it 7 times for 38 yards. He's thrown it 5 times, completed 2 for 13 yards.
You know, Olivet doesn't even bother trying to put the ball on the tee. Just, hey, 23, come over here. Put your finger on there. It's like Charlie Brown. Watch Lucy just pull his finger right off.
Kickoff into the wind. It'll be Barberin from the 27. Nice return given the situation, up to the 42-yard line. Nice job by Pere. Good field position here for the Saints.
And you couldn't ask for a better, more gorgeous Saturday afternoon to watch a football game here at ATI Field, Joliet Memorial Stadium. This is just outstanding. Look at Pierre. Let's see. No, I'm not going to make any move. I'm just going to drag 3 or 4 guys for 5 yards.
Pere Barber out of New Orleans, Louisiana. 23 carries, 118 yards coming into today.
Oh!
Dedman stood up behind the line of scrimmage by Croson. That'll be his 3.5 tackles now behind the line of scrimmage.
That was his own follow. He was trying to follow Milton.
Well, they can say no gain as they hurry back to the line. 3 wide receivers right. Brandon Ruffin wide left. Milton, the tailback. I think Olivet Nazarene has figured some things out defensively. Patient attempt there by Milton, but no room, just a yard there. 3rd down and 9 now. While the Saints have moved the ball in the first 2-3 possessions, the last few have not been quite as efficient.
Now they got Ruff on the bottom of screen, number 80. Let's see if Major looks that way.
Looking, nothing there. Pocket collapses, spins out of it. He's got a little room to work. Past the 50-yard line, but he goes out of bounds, and he'll be shy of the first down. You kind of put your shoulder down there, don't you, try to pick up that first?
I think being a freshman, he didn't know exactly where the first down marker was, so that's why he turned up.
Oh.
And let's see, he does a nice job getting out of here. This might be a good spot for a fake, but look at this. He rolls, and I thought he had time to look downfield, keep his eyes downfield a little bit. But right there, just try to cut in, put your shoulder down, and get enough for the first down.
Yeah, he only needed 3 more yards for the first, but instead it's now 4th down, and Keene's going to have to come out and punt this one away. Try to keep it away from the dangerous Javion Daniels, standing back at his 13-yard line.
St. Francis going to need a timeout here.
5 on the play clock. 2, 1. They get it snapped. Keene nearly blocked again. Angles it left. Fair catch called for. It bounces, but it goes into the back of the end zone with 4.5 minutes to go. Oh, there is a penalty. I'm going to set it up again here.
Let's see exactly that penalty marker was thrown on the Olivet 43-yard line.
It wasn't on the kick. No contact there, so see what happens.
They're going to get holding?
If
might
so,
get a holding against Olivet.
That'd be a pretty big penalty because that would give the Saints a first down.
It wasn't a post-possession foul.
Just digging back into the they're going to wave off the flag. Olivet will take it at the 25.
Turnover. My kingdom for a turnover right here.
Yeah, exactly right. Turnover-free game so far.
Haven't been a lot of penalties either in the first half.
Just 2 penalties, 1 on each team, both of the 15-yard variety. Had that face mask penalty that we thought was called. Not exactly sure what they called on the play as we missed the referee signal. But here we go, first down and 10. 20-yard line for Olivet. Lawton with the play action. Look at the room he has. He's going to launch it downfield.
Oh, turn around!
Oh, Hathon, that's dangerous play. He could have picked up a PI there too. A flag is behind the offensive line though there. Well underthrown ball. Yeah, if Hathon turns around, he has a chance at a play.
And that's going to be a hold against Olivet, looks like.
Oh, you see Jordan Lawton there. He's like, yeah, my knee just buckled as I tried to throw it. My bad. Let's see it again. Let's see what happens to his legs.
Action. He's got time.
Oh, yeah.
Right there, he slipped. It's probably a good slip because if he doesn't slip, that ball's not short. And that's a long play.
And you're right, holding on Olivet. They're going to march it backward 5.
I'm kind of digging the Olivet helmets. You know, the O on the one side, the number on the other side. That's a good look.
Look good, play good. So now 1st and 15. 4:20 to go in the first half. Approaching 2 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in. 88.7 WCSF. Lawton screens it off right side to Rule, and he's got some nice blocking ahead of him. He gets it to the 25-yard line. Give him the 26, a pickup of 11, 2nd and 4 coming up.
Short, safe, little swing pass. Watch. There's no read to this. Running back comes right out of the backfield, turns, looks downfield, delivers, and watch. They got a nice post block by their wide receiver, another nice block by their running back. Give them a little lane to run it up.
Goes for 12 yards officially. 2nd down and 3 now. Lawton, they're going to hand it off to Rule. He'll cut it outside, and there he goes, off to the races. Past midfield, R.J. Williams, the safety, there to slow him down to the 33-yard line.
You've played so well here in the first half. You can't afford to go down by 2 scores. And look at Rule. Just takes to the outside. Once he goes inside, outside, there's nobody set an edge there. He goes right down the left sideline. Pursuit comes and follows, but it's still a long gainer.
Almost 40 yards on the carry for LaShawn Rule. He'll take a breather after the long run. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. Javion Daniels comes in, and he'll get the football inside run, but stuffed right at the line. No gain. Play that made inside by one of the St. Francis linebackers, Grubin again.
Mikey Grubin, number 48 from his inside backer spot. He's really played well the last couple of weeks. Leadership, he's been here before. He's got a lot of experience at the linebacker spot. Does a nice job sniffing it, play out diagnosing it, and making that tackle.
Give him a yard, 2nd down and 9. Trips off to the right that time for Lawton. Takes a snap, he'll throw. Quick out, caught, and close to the 1st down. He tried to make a play, but I don't think he got past the line to gain. Did Brian Jenkins.
He's going to be a yard short.
3rd down and 1. The last couple possessions, though, for Olivet Nazarene, they've been moving the ball very effectively, especially on the ground with Javion Daniels. There goes Jenkins, split off wide right, the freshman from Lafayette, Indiana. They give, nope, Lawton's going to keep it, trying to pick it up himself. He takes a big hit right at the line, but he got 2 yards and a 1st down on 3rd down for the Tigers. Blake Evans with the hit.
Rick Hickey, wherever you are, he got kissed. Watch this. Inside, boom, right there. Way to come up and force him. Just got enough for the 1st down. Now if you're Olivet, you can take this clock all the way down to the end of the half.
Under 2 minutes, $1:50 to go. Clock winding down here. Trips receivers after the motion. Lawton takes the snap, looking to throw. Looking for the end zone, nothing there. Tucks it and goes, and he's got all the room in the world. 1st down inside the 10, spinning to the 5-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Olivet Nazarene on the scramble by Jordan Lawton.
First time we've seen Lawton all day long sit there and scramble. He's looking down the field, keeps his eyes downfield. Watch this. Look, nothing. This is wide open. And now he's going to pick up a nice block by his wide receiver and get it all the way down to about the 5-yard line.
1:10 to go in the half. Motion. They hand it off, though, to Rule. He's hit at the line, and backwards he goes. Again, Mike Grubin, the point person on the attack for the St. defense.
He comes all the way from his left linebacker spot. Watch 48 on your screen. See him come through, defeat the block, make a nice leg tackle.
2nd down and goal. They go backward a yard. 42 seconds to go. Clock is winding.
If you could hold him to a field goal, that would be huge, too.
Same formation. They're going to throw, lob into the back of the end zone, but too much. You don't see that too often from Jordan Lawton. He just let that one sail. He had a guy wide open.
He was a little late on delivering that ball. If he delivers it about 2 steps prior, watch, right now he's waiting for the guy to get open. He was already open. He was back there in the corner. There's nobody back there. If he delivers it about 2 steps earlier, that's a touchdown.
That was Brady Walling sitting back there waiting for his first touchdown of the season, but not that time. Brings up 3rd and goal. Ball at the 6-yard line. Here we go. And a whistle. Timeout's going to be called by the Saints here, I think. Yep. St. Francis is going to call a timeout, try to talk about it. Just like you said, holding to a field goal here, that would be huge. You don't want to go into halftime down 2 touchdowns.
Especially the way you came out of this game, Nick, and you dominated the first quarter. You dominate time of possession. You ran the ball very, very effectively. But now Olivet's on a little bit of a roll. They're hitting some stuff, especially in the pass game. And the one big play on a counter play down the left sideline cost you this field position right now. You got 32 seconds left to go before halftime. No turnovers, no big penalties, just very efficient by the Tigers of Olivet.
A lot of Tigers fans watching the ALCS closely. Got a former ONU pitcher pitching for the New York Yankees, Ben Heller, in the bullpen for the Yanks, pitching against Houston. Of course, you got a former World Series MVP that used to wear the purple and gold. Ben Zobrist played first couple of years of his college career at Olivet Nazarene, was a conference first-teamer, an NAIA All-American honorable mention for Olivet Nazarene, transferred to Dallas Baptist for his senior year, and went on to win a World Series with the Cubbies back in 2016. Here's Lawton and company, third down and goal. Into the end zone, and is it caught? Yep. It is. Touchdown. Dakota McManus, just his second grab of the season for the senior out of Taylor Ridge, Illinois. Touchdown.
And that's a very difficult spot for Nick Murray, the safety, to be in, trying to cover that big tight end. Little play fake to the left side. Watch. Motion across, tight end right down the middle. Murray just can't get there. That's still a great grab by the tight end.
Nice throw to keep it high, too. Makes it 27-14. Extra point coming up here from Degura. He's perfect on extra points this season. 20 for 20. And he will keep that honor. 21 for 21 now. 28 seconds to go before halftime. You look at the schedule here for St. Francis. After today, they prepare for a game up at St. Xavier. That game, a non-conference game, the first of 2 games in 3 weeks against the Cougars. Thanks to Lindenwood Belleville, their football team folding, so a lot of MSFA teams having to fill a week. So St. Francis and St. Xavier agreed to play twice this year. One is a non-conference game. That'll be next week. And then the conference matchup will be here in Joliet in 3 weeks.
How do you approach that game, Coach? You know, it's a non-conference game. You know you're going to play them twice within a 4-week period. I mean, do you show everything? You try to obviously you try to win that game. That's not my point. But, you know, what if that last game that you play here against St. X got playoff implications? That's kind of tricky.
Yeah, do you show them what you got? Or do you kind of keep some things? It's not like they don't know each other anyway. That scoring drive goes 12 plays, 80 yards in 4 minutes. Here's the return for the Saints. Up to the 34-yard line.
I would see if I would move Mr. Ruffin in the slot, see if I can get him or maybe motion him, get him a one-on-one matchup. Early in the ball game, they tried to go to him, especially in that first drive, 3 or 4 times in that first series.
.21 seconds.
And this is big because Olivet gets the ball to start the second half.
Danny Getch into the game. You can hear Coach saying, "Let's go, Danny," referring to Dan Getch, the freshman out of St. Charles. Here we go. First down. They're going to run it. Milton hit at the line and pushed backward by the 6'3", 220-pound junior linebacker Jalen Simpson, and they're going to let this tick down. Try to get this play off. Doesn't look like it. It'll take us to halftime. The Saints started quickly, but the Tigers came on strong at the end. They lead at 28-14 right now as we go into the break. St. Bernard's enjoying the beautiful weather out here in Joliet. Andre will have your halftime show on the radio. We'll take a break here on the video feed. Halftime, 28-14, Saints trail. You're listening and watching Saints football on the USF Sports TV network.
That's not how it works. We're on the clock. Start the clock. Give us an extra half hour.
have to stay on your army card. You could get on. No, you have to have. This is your last time. You can only go past here. So right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to the Tri-City Wolverines football team.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Nick Jacobs and Lee Turnbow with you here at halftime. 28-14. Olivet leads it here in an MSFA Midwest Conference game. Very important game for both teams as they are locked in at 1-1 conference records. Well, Coach, St. Francis started off strong. First possession of the game, they score a touchdown. The opening kickoff from Ruffin was nearly 60 yards, set them up pretty nicely. Touchdown there. They punted their next possession, got a touchdown on their third one, but then they've been quiet ever since then for pretty much the last quarter and a half. Olivet Nazarene's defense has really stopped that Saint offensive attack.
Saints had 120 yards of total offense in the first period. They had 11 for the second quarter, so they only had
that tells you what you need to know.
It does. For St. Francis, they've ran the ball 22 times for 118 yards. Dwayne Milton, 11 carries for 62 yards. Major Dedman, 2 out of 5 for 13 yards. Both of those coming on the opening drive, both to Brandon Ruffin. So St. Francis can run the ball. They just didn't or weren't allowed to in the second quarter because Olivet shut them down. Olivet has played very, very well. Jordan Lawton, 13 out of 18 for 160 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has hit 8 different receivers in the first half. Rushing, Javion Daniels, 7 carries for 21 yards. They've used 4 different running backs to carry the ball. They've hit 8 different wide receivers in throwing the ball. Jordan Lawton was just incredible in that first half. Very poised, very efficient. St. Francis only held the ball for 11 minutes and 34 seconds in the first half. So St. Francis, what they got to do? Number one, they got to slow down Olivet. They cannot allow Olivet to come down, march the ball, hold it for 5-6 minutes, and get points out of it because you're down 2 touchdowns. It seems like a lot more because you're a one-dimensional team. For St. Francis, you can run the ball. Dedman did a very nice job. As a matter of fact, he carried the ball 9 times for 44 yards, almost a 5-yard average. So they've got to sit there and do something, and they got to get a turnover. We talked about that in the pregame, Nick. Turnover, change the field position, take advantage of the wind here that you have, and try to make it a one-score game here going into the fourth quarter.
Olivet Nazarene nearly doubling up St. Francis in time of possession. It's according to this, 24-11 right there. So it kind of tells you what you need to know, too. They take care of the football. We've had a clean game in terms of turnovers. Nobody's turned over the football. But that Olivet offense, St. Francis is going to have to figure something out to try to slow down Jordan Lawton. We knew he was a load coming in, and we knew he was efficient through the air. We've seen him on the ground. If he needed to bring the ball down and run, he's done that. He's had a 16-yard scamper for a first down. He's really done it all so far for Olivet Nazarene. We saw what LaShawn Rule brings to the table. 4 carries for 69 yards. That's a 17-yard average for LaShawn Rule. And Javion Daniels, he put up 270-plus yards last year against the Saints. And not quite those numbers, but effective nonetheless. 7 carries, 21 yards, and a touchdown for him. Really, the question is, can the Saints figure it out offensively? They've been rather one-dimensional. Like you mentioned, just 11 yards total in the second quarter. Can Matt McCarthy and that offensive staff figure it out with the pieces they have on the field? We will find out, but Olivet gets the ball first as we are back underway. The kickoff does go out of bounds. So flag immediately for the Saints. Not a way you want to start off as Holberry puts that one out of bounds on the left sideline.
And Olivet, what'd they do? Nothing spectacular. They didn't have big chunk plays. They just, very efficiently moved the football down the field. Olivet had 250 yards, over 250 yards total offense in the first half. And this ball started on the 35-yard line for the Tigers. And we were talking a little bit off air, Nick. It's very hard for me to understand how Olivet is 2-4 going in. But yes, just like St. Francis, they played a very difficult early schedule.
First down for the Tigers. They'll be at the 35 after the illegal procedure penalty. Saints could use a takeaway here. Here comes a blitz from the outside by the Saints. Blake Evans got him, but getting rid of it in time was Jordan Lawton. A flag comes in at the end of the play.
I think they're going to go intentional grounding. I didn't see a wide receiver in the area there.
Wait for our signal from referee Tim Kiefer.
And this would be great because if you can hold him to 3 and out, you're going to get great field position.
They do get him for intentional grounding, so that'll back him up and they'll lose it down. So it's going to be 2nd down and 20 now for Olivet. I thought it was a pretty good play that time by Jordan, but
yeah, but he just didn't have a wide receiver in the area, and that is the most egregious penalty you can get because you lose your yardage and you lose a loss of down.
Good blitz call that time by the Saints defense. Blake Evans got to him. Weak side linebacker now rolling is Lawton left, plenty of protection, lofts it up high, incomplete. They were looking for the receiver on the sideline, Jalen Dunnigan again. Incomplete, brings up 3rd down and long. There's R.J. Williams, number 4, the junior out of Brooklyn, New York. Likes it so far.
And Olivet ran the ball 15 times for 91 yards in the first half. They are efficient with the running game, averaging over 6 yards a pop.
R.J. Williams, Nick Murray, the 2 deep safeties. The pass rushers into the game for St. Francis here on 3rd down and 25. Lawton, plenty of time this time. Now the pocket collapses. Now he runs, and down he goes. Taken down by your boy, Coach Chris Peters, the junior out of Lincoln Way North.
He just doesn't give up. He just sits there and fights through it. Watch where he's at. This is the big stop for St. Francis going 3 and out. He just fights through it, stays with it, peels off, and watches on the second effort, gets him right around the ankles.
Exactly how you want to start things off defensively for the Saints. Let's see if the offense can match. Deontay Rogers back to return. The punt will be into a pretty stiff wind here. On the way, very, very
get away,
short
Poison, get away.
Takes an Olivet hop and goes out of bounds at the 42. Saints will take that. Not much you can do with that, even if you're the program's leading punter.
Do you go back to your first offensive series of this ball game and try to get Brandon Ruffin involved?
Short passes, or do you keep running the football?
You got to go short passes because that running game was stymied in the second period.
First down for the Saints. Major Dedman, the true freshman. They're going to give it to Dwayne Milton, looking behind that big side of the offensive line. Nice first down gain of about 6 yards up to the 47, 48-yard line.
You have to make hay with the wind at your back here in the third quarter. You can't afford not to get any points or close a deficit here in the third quarter.
Dwayne Milton, number for the Saints, picks up 5 yards. 2nd and 5.
They gave him 5, so 2nd down at 5. The 47-yard line here for the Saints. Dedman bobbles the snap. Tried to play action. He's in some trouble here, and he's going to get wrapped up and bottled up at the 45-yard line. He'll go back for 2. 3rd down and 7.
Can't play behind the chains. That was a low snap, I'll give you that. And Major did everything he could just to get what he could out of that play. Watch, the snap is a little bit low. I think this is supposed to be an inside handoff.
Saints look off to the sideline again. 7 yards to go for the first down here. 4 wide receivers. Ruffin is wide left. Quick inside slant and incomplete. Wouldn't have been a first down even if he caught it. Intended receiver was Seth Williams, and 3 and out for the Saints.
Now this could have been a pre-call at halftime watch. As you said, Nick, he wasn't going to get the first down either because he hooked up a yard short of the first down, and that's the wide receiver. He's got to go a yard pass and work back to make sure. What I'm saying is this could be a pre-call. Hey, if we get the opening period and we got it here, we're going to run a fake punt.
Nope. Tyler Keene puts his left foot into it.
Nice kick.
Boomer. Inside the 10, Daniels will return from the 9-yard line. Tackled from behind. Nice special teams tackle for the Saints. It was Deontay Rogers. Yeah, the return man for the Saints on the tackle there at the end of the play.
Kind of surprised me on this opening possession by Olivet. As we see the punt again. He doesn't get it to turn over, but a directional punt. He's from the right hash. And watch, he kicks it all the way over to the left hash, gives his return team an opportunity to cover that kick. So it kind of surprised me that Olivet came out of that first possession here in the second half throwing the football.
3 and outs by both teams to start the quarter. Jordan Lawton and company will try again here. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They will run it to Rule. It's wrapped up on the inside run up to the 25. Still a nice first down gain. 5 yards.
And it actually should have been shut down for a couple-yard gain, but Rule does a nice job of putting his head down and keeping his feet moving and getting 5 yards. See St. Francis coaches making adjustments here on the sideline. See what we can get going here.
Olivet has scored the most points in third quarters out of any quarter this season, and they're going to go long here, right down the middle of the field, and it is a big completion for the Tigers to the St. Francis 35-yard line, about 50 yards through the air to Jalen Dunnigan, right in between the safety and the corner.
Dunnigan does a real nice job of going up and getting this ball at its highest point. Just a little post route, little seam route.
Seemed like the defensive backs for the Saints just let that one fall in. No one made a play on the ball.
That was a pretty good coverage right there, inside and outside.
Right between Hurdle and R.J. Williams. Motion man left to right, and then back to the left here on first down for the Tigers. A little more sense of urgency from them here. Throwing on the run and incomplete. Dunnigan could not hold on. 2nd down.
Look the ball in. Look the ball in through your hands to your body. Never catch the ball with your body. He tried to turn it upfield before he got that reception under control.
It's a 41-yard pass play. We'll see the incompletion here.
And Lawson, I'm very impressed with Lawson. He looked to the left, nothing over there. Rolling to the right, throws it. Yeah, that's a ball that should have been caught.
2nd down for the Tigers. 34-yard line of the Saints. Snap to Jordan. Play action. Hit as he's thrown, and it could have been intercepted, but RJ couldn't quite get there in time. Putting the pressure on was 51 Chris Johnson, the sophomore linebacker from Hillside.
And I think that ball got knocked down by the wind because he tried to throw it to the sideline. I think that ball got pushed away. Does a nice job. Zone fake up the middle. Looks and look at he knew he was going to get blasted. And that ball did get pushed down to the side.
Sean
Still
Rule,
good coverage.
Rule just whiffed on the pass protection there. There's Chris Johnson. Out of IC Catholic, one of the premier small schools. Four-man rush, throwing across the middle, and again, almost nearly intercepted by the Saints. Nick Murray, the safety, tried to go down and pick it up. Some miscommunication there from the wide receiver. What'd you see?
I think his tight end's trying to get out of the route, and he just didn't because as his ball is thrown, he broke a little bit late. This has got to be 4-down territory because if you're Olivet and you kick it, ball goes in, you gain 14 yards. And if you punt it, the wind's going to knock it down.
Yep. Longest field goal was only 29 yards, I believe, for Olivet. Snap back to Lawton here on 4th. Across the middle, it is complete, and they're going to pick up the 4th down. The first time they've gone for it on 4th down today, and they needed 10, and they got 15. A crossing route right across the middle for Scott Graziano, the junior wideout from Elgin.
He comes across in motion. He's the guy they're going to throw the ball to. He just goes up, crosses right against the linebacker, hits him right in stride. Enough for the first down. Good play concept.
Grubin couldn't keep up with him from his linebacker spot. First down, the 16-yard line. They give to LaShawn Rule. Down he goes. Jake Pott, the defensive end, with the stop after a yard pickup.
You know, if you're St. Francis, you got to think about trying to create a turnover here.
Second down and 9, 10-11 to go, third quarter. Snap back to Jordan. Lawton looking, fires into the flat. It's caught, but never really able to gain his balance was the receiver on the play. Dion Brunt, freshman.
When that ball was thrown a little bit behind Brunt, he had to reach back for it. If he hits him out in front, he can turn the ball up down that right sideline.
Still able to pick up 4 yards on the play. Third down and 5 at the 11-yard line.
See how he had to reach back? He was never caught in stride.
There goes the freshman out of TF South. That was his first catch of the season. He'll line up wide left now. Keep an eye on the right side for Jalen Dunnigan. He's been one of the favorite targets for Lawton today.
Play clock. Oh, that's got to be delayed. Unless he got a timeout.
I think a timeout came from the sideline to save the yardage for Olivet Nazarene. 9:13 to go. Ready for a little trivia here, Coach?
Absolutely. This must be important because you cleared your throat.
St. Francis and Olivet will meet, are meeting for the 27th time today, which dates back to 1986. How many St. Francis Olivet games has the final score margin been by 10 points or more? We did talk about this in the pregame. Were you paying attention?
I was, but you would think that when St. Francis was really good, they would have run, I don't know, 4 or 5 ball games, maybe by 10 points, especially when they had those that winning streak in a row. So I'm going to guess off the top of my head, maybe 9.
Ew.
Oh.
19, the answer to that one.
Wow.
The Saints are 12 and 7.
See, I would have lost that, and I also would have lost on the upset of the day as Illinois defeated Wisconsin.
Can you believe that?
And I think Wisconsin, Bucky Badger is looking forward to their game against Ohio State next week.
So early.
What a big win by Lovie Smith and the Illini on a last-second field goal.
Was that down? It had to be Champaign,
It had
right?
to be at the University of Champaign.
They're going crazy down there today. You know, I'll tell you what, if Illinois can beat Wisconsin today, anything can happen here.
Oh, my goodness.
Anything can happen here. They were a 30-point dog at home.
Wow.
And they won the game outright. Wow. 9:13 to go here in Joliet. 28-14. Olivet doubling up on the Saints, and they are threatening again here on third down and 5. There's a nice look at Jordan Lawton. Hand off to Rule inside. Nice shifty moves, and he scores from 11 yards out to extend the Olivet Nazarene lead, 34-14, with an extra point coming up.
He makes a nice jump cut in the hole to go from the left side to the right side. Finds the seam and takes it in there. Watch this nice little jump cut he makes right when he feels contact. In here, jump cut right there. Back to the right side.
Sean Rule, 7 carries, over 80 yards, and a touchdown on the game today. Extra point coming up here with 9:05 to go in the quarter. Let's look behind the goalposts. Up and good. 35-14. Head coach Joe Curry in his 8th season as the head coach for St. Francis, but he's been here for 19 years in different respects. As a player, assistant, as a defensive coordinator for a long time, and took over as the head man 8 years ago. Won a conference coach of the year back in 2015, back when they made the playoffs. That was a heck of a team they had a few years ago.
If you break down Olivet's schedule, I know they're 2-4 going into this ball game.
Yep.
But they open the season, they lose at Siena Heights. Not a real easy place to play. They lose by 2. Then they play the number 6 team in the country, Concordia, Michigan. They only lose by a touchdown, 22-14. Smoked Lawrence Tech, 49-31. Lose to Indiana Wesleyan at Indiana Wesleyan by 4 points. Not an easy place to play.
No.
And then they win at Missouri Baptist, 28-13. And then they lose at St. Ambrose, 17-7. So every game has been a competitive game for the Tigers.
And against very good competition, absolutely right. And in the same way, St. Francis beating the teams they should have beat, losing games against very tough teams as well, as they squib this one into the wind. Parade Barber looking for any kind of hole he can find. Pushed it out to the 39-yard line. Nice field position again for the Saints. But the trouble has been moving the football. They had 11 total yards in the second quarter. And this is their second possession of the third quarter here, and they went 3rd and out last time. 3 and out last time. See if that offensive line can create a little space for Dwayne Milton. He's the tailback behind Major Dedman here. Play action. They're going to keep it here. Is Dedman looking for some space? Nice job by Major. Scampers out of bounds after a gain of 11 and a first down.
He just run out of a potential tackle like it was nothing. Like it was, he's done it a million times. Watch this. It's just a read, follow. He'll sit there and fake it. But watch, he should have been tackled behind the line of scrimmage, right? Coming up here, he just steps out of his tackle like it's nothing and picks up 11.
And that was Tony Portillo, their starting safety. He's a junior and the top 5 in tackles for Olivet Nazarene. Here's the first down play. They're going to give it to Dwayne this time. Nothing in the middle. Bounces it outside. He picks up 11, 12 yards and a first down. They've already eclipsed their entire second quarter output in just 2 plays.
You got Ruff down on the left side. He's going to have single coverage because we have a slot here.
If you're going to take a shot, now's a good time. 8:03 to go. Clock winding here. Third quarter. Snap to Dedman. He's going to keep it. Cuts it up in between the hash marks before he's rolled up at the 36-yard line. Pick up a 4.
They have to finish this drive with points. They must get some kind of points out of this drive.
You're going to need to throw the ball at some point. And there is Ruffin. You see the quarterback behind him. Fires. That might have been batted down at the line. Incomplete. And here we go. 3rd down. Some good coaching there from the stands. Let's get it together. I agree.
They're going to tell you exactly what they think.
I agree.
Every time.
100% concur.
It's easier when you're on this side of the fence as opposed to on the other side of the fence or on the field.
Here we go. 3rd down and 8. Need the play here. Here's Major to throw. Here comes some pressure. Steps up in it. He's going to have to do something. Needs to make a miss. He does. Making something out of it. And he does. He picks up the first down. What a play by Major Dedman. Scrambles for 8 yards and moves the chains again.
Elusive. Silky.
Oh,
I'm just saying, watch. He should have been hit 3-4 times and down 3 or 4 times. Stays up, steps in the pocket, gets to the right side. Missed tackle behind. Missed tackle right there.
Portillo
missed
again
another tackle
with the
right
miss.
there. Missed tackle. 4 missed tackles.
4 missed tackles on the run. Dedman keeping the drive alive for the Saints. Hand off to Milton. Nope. Dedman kept it right at the last second. Tripped up inside the 15-yard line. That's a 5-yard pickup, though, or 25-yard line, I should say. Pardon me. Under 7 to go. Snap to Major. Turn to give. This time it's Milton. Linebackers, nice job in the pursuit. No gain on the play. Another third down coming up for the Saints.
Well, regardless if you convert here on third down, this is definitely 4-down territory by the Saints.
Trailing 35-14. Right back to the line. We'll do a hard count here and look off to the side for the play. Maybe Major looks down the field for a pass play for about a second before he tucks it in here. Seems to be the trend. Nope, they're going to hand it off here on 3rd down and 5, and no room again for Dwayne Milton, only a yard. They're going to stuff the run.
And you're going to sit there and see some kind of a run blitz by Olivet, because St. Francis offense right now is one-dimensional. Yes, it's okay that you're running the football and getting positive yards, but your offense right now takes time, so that's why it's very important that we convert to points here on this drive.
4th down and 5. 3 wide receivers. Milton to the left of Dedman. He'll take a 3-step drop down the middle of the field. Has a man open. It was Keegan James. I couldn't tell if it was a catchable ball or not. I think Keegan probably thinks he should have had it.
I think that was about as good a throw as Dedman can make right there. He puts it right there on the hands. Keegan probably is going to say after the game, that's one I should have caught.
That's a touchdown.
This might have been the best pass he's thrown all day. Right there, right through his hands.
Oh.
Yep, right through his hands.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was behind him or not from my point of view here, but you're right. That was right on the money. Turnover on downs for the Saints. 5:07 to go. Defense might have to score here.
Speaking of turnovers, this is what you're thinking right now if you're defense of St. Francis. Force a turnover.
Graziano motions left. Here's Lawton to throw on 1st down. He's going down the middle, and it's in the air and incomplete. Looking for Brady Walling on the play. Threw right into the back of one of the defensive backs for the Saints. Crowded in the middle of the field.
Good coverage right there. The ball is up in the air. A lot of Saints around that. It's still surprising to me that they don't come out and at least try to run that ball. Oh, nice play by Groobs, I think.
Yeah, Evans got his hand on it too.
Yep.
And Groobs, linebacker, and Evans is fellow linebacker. Here's 2nd down. Short pass this time.
Nice tackle.
Oh, you got to be careful with that nowadays. But a nice stick. Give him a pretty favorable spot there, too, to the 29-yard line.
You know, if you watched the highlight reel from Dick Butkus back in the day, he would have been kicked out of every game he played.
Yeah. That was John Pullen, by the way, the freshman, who also leads the team in tackles with 45.
This is how you used to teach it, boys and girls. Wrap up, pick up, drive, put them down.
John Pullen out of Joliet West. Here's the 3rd down play, throwing on the run in a
there you go.
Not quite on target. Didn't really give his receiver a chance to catch it and go. It was Jank Klinglesmith with the reception, but it also brings up 4th down. And punt unit coming on for the Tigers. Nice nice defensive stand for the Saints.
St. Francis should get this ball around midfield with a nice return. Again, Olivet's going to have to punt this ball against the wind.
Yeah, I expect this to be pretty low.
He just rolls out a little sprint out action, throws it again behind. That's actually a nice job by his receiver catching it, but never gave him a chance to turn it upfield.
That is now 10 different receivers who have caught a pass for the Tigers.
Don't let it bounce.
It's a side bounce. Ooh, dangerous play. It'll be down at the 41. That was pretty close to touching a Saint. St. Francis will take over at their own 41-yard line, and coach need to make something happen. It was a nice drive last time, just couldn't finish it. See it take a bounce here.
I don't think it ran. That was pretty close to getting touched.
A little too close for comfort. Ruffin will be in the slot this time, and there we finally get all 5 offensive linemen on the field. Welcome to the game there, Malcolm Britton. He's important too. He's the center.
Yeah, he would be the guy who starts everything.
Pray Barber in the tailback wearing all the pink. Snap back to Dedman, throwing out to R.J. Williams, his first catch of the game. Helmet pops off of one of the defenders. The pickup of about 6 past the 45-yard line. They'll stop play here with the helmet coming off. And he'll have to take a little breather there. Short pass, I'm okay with that. Get into the hands of your playmakers.
Well, at least you get 6-7 yards a pop.
2nd down and 4. Got 2 big targets here on the left side. On the near side, you're looking at Malik Roberts wide left, Brandon Ruffin in the slot left. There's the snap. They're going to go to Ruff. Makes a catch, fakes left, fakes right, comes back left, and he picks up the first down. There you go. 2 completions in a row. Coach, how do you like that?
I like it because, and I also like it because you put Ruff and Malik on the same side of the field.
Oh, yeah. Who are you going to guard?
It doesn't make a difference who you're going to guard. If you go to the slot, we talked about putting Ruff in the slot. Now you got Big Malik out there. Block. Look at him. Look at that block right there.
First down for the Saints. The 44-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Saints trailing 35-14. Here's Major to throw. Down the middle of the field, and it is complete. He threw a dart. Oh, was it complete? Did he come down with it?
Yeah, I think
he
Ruff
did.
came down
Okay,
with it.
Brandon Ruff, he let go of the ball after he laid down. Ruff, he dropped the ball earlier in the game, right in the same spot, but came up with it that time.
And Ruff goes down and gets this. This is low. Only he can catch it. Look at this. Oh, yeah, he was going to get popped if he stood up.
3 completions in a row here for the Saints. Now they're going to run it. Dedman's going to keep it. Up the hash marks. Jumps his way to a 9-yard pickup. Saints rolling here. Maybe the Tiger defense softening up a bit with the lead. Right to the line. Not giving them any time to breathe. Another screen pass out to Ruffin. Makes one guy miss. Takes a group of Tigers to bring him down after the first down is made. Inside the 15-yard line now. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Quickly to the line. Touchdown makes it a 2-possession game. Four wide receivers. R.J. Williams, slot right. Dedman, it's going to be an organized run, and he has room, and he has a touchdown. Quarterback draw right up the middle of the field. 14-yard score for the freshman quarterback.
Well blocked up front, especially by the center, Britton, and Wentworth, the right guard. Open that hole. He never gets touched. Walks right in. Look at this. Design quarterback draw. Look at the center. Watch what he does with this guy. Kicks him out to the left side. Nobody there. Nice opening hole.
3rd rushing touchdown of the season for Major. Holberry on for the extra point with $1:32 to go in the 3rd quarter. On the way, and it is good. Got ourselves a ball game here, 35-21. A couple minutes to go here in the 3rd. That looked nice.
It did look
nice. Mixed up the run and the pass.
But very much needed by the Saints. Now, if you're St. Francis, you got the win for another minute and a half here in the 3rd quarter. Kick the ball deep, kick the ball in the end zone, try to get them so they have to kick the ball against the win. This might be a situation on 3rd down as you still got some time, they don't convert. You might want to think about taking a timeout and forcing Olivet to kick the ball into the win if they can't get a first down.
232 yards of total offense for the Saints. 181 on the ground, 51 through the air. St. Francis averages about 100 yards of passing offense and 217 rushing per game. Holberry trying to tee it up. You may have to have somebody come and hold that ball.
Yep.
There he comes. Wind is pretty strong out there today. A beautiful day, if not windy. Flags on top of the goalposts, almost horizontal. Kickoff will be into the end zone, about 7 yards deep. That touchdown drive that ended by that guy, the freshman quarterback, Major Dedman, 6-play, 59 yards, 2 minutes and 4 seconds, with the third touchdown of the season for Major, number 7 right there. Came in as a record-setting quarterback out at Freeport, as you see the wind blowing Old Glory here at Memorial Stadium. A breezy, beautiful fall afternoon. All right, see if the defense can hold them again here. Lawton and company starting at their own 25-yard line. Javion Daniels, the tailback, and he's going to get the carry here on first down.
Oh, nice play.
Nice. That was your boy again, I believe. Chris Peters there behind the line. I thought he was going to turn it upfield, but he goes backward for 2.
He was actually being held and made the play with his outside arm. Watch 99 on the right side.
That is a
He's going to get held right there by 57. Reaches out with his right arm, and here comes the pursuit to make that play.
Yep, got him on the shoulders there. Got a fistful of jersey, enough to slow him down. And by the way, with one arm to slow down Javion Daniels, that's an impressive play. Unbelievable play by Chris Peters, the defensive end. Second down and 12 now for the Tigers. Screen pass. Daniels again. Nice pickup there on second down. It's going to be third down and 3. You got to be jealous of the talent they have coming out of the backfield with Rule and this guy, Javion Daniels.
They're like interchangeable parts.
So good as Blake Evans finishes the tackle. Actually, third down and 2. Daniels still the tailback. Give it to him again, trying to make a play. Look at the hole he had. And
you got it.
It was Chris Peters, the tackle, but he needed 2 yards and got 3. First down.
Very big because they just run the clock out here in the third quarter.
It's going to flip the field.
And they'll have the wind.
And Jordan Lawton has shown his ability to throw the ball today. 18 for 28, 231 yards and 3 touchdowns. Takes us to the end of quarter number 3. It's a 14-point, 2-touchdown lead for Olivet Nazarene on the road here in Joliet. 35-21 against 2 opponents who have seen each other a lot. 27th meeting between the 2. We talked about LaShawn Rule. He set the Olivet single-game rushing record in week number 3 against Lawrence Tech. 294 yards and 5 touchdowns for the running back.
That's a good day's work.
He was the NAIA and obviously the MSFA Offensive Player of the Week that week. And he broke that record set by his running back mate Javion Daniels last year against St. Francis. Also, Jalen Simpson earned the Conference Defensive Player of the Week in that very same game. He just picked up 15 tackles, 2 behind the line, forced a fumble, picked up a fumble, and blocked a pass as well. Lawrence Tech, though, they're in their first year of competition. They're going to go through their trials and tribulations as they gain their footing in the conference.
I'm just double checking the Illinois score, and
Still can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
A field goal as time expired gave Illinois the win over Wisconsin today. Unreal. Here's the first down play. It does reverse, and a little bit of room here for McFerrin. And he'll take it all over midfield. That's going to be a 14-yard play on going a little deep into the playbook that time for Olivet Nazarene head coach Eric Heyman.
Perfect time to call that. Little run action off tackle to the right. Little reverse around. Really nice block.
First down again for the Tigers. Swing back left. LaShawn Rule is the tailback. Oh, I take that back. It's Daniels, but they're going to throw this time. down the left sideline, and there's going to be pass interference.
Yeah,
you can't do that. You can't just hit the guy. And no hard feelings either. Nice sportsmanship by Klingelsmith there at the end. Not exactly sure what Grubin was thinking on that play.
I don't know if they got their feet tangled up.
He pushed him right
but then he
down.
pushed him. He knew it was.
Yeah. Come on, boys. See it again here.
Looks like a little bit of a wheel route down there. And
Yeah, well before the ball was in the area. Attack 15 on there. First down again for Olivet here in our final quarter, just underway. Mike Rubin, senior out of Joliet Catholic, been playing in this stadium for the last 8 years wearing brown.
must be easy to buy stuff for him for Christmas now for the last 8 years, right? Any sports stuff's going to be brown.
Yeah. Line of scrimmage now, the 33 of St. Francis. Jordan Lawton in the shotgun. He'll take a snap, look to throw. Down the middle of the field, over the defense, and touchdown.
Oh.
Lyric McFerrin bobbled it, but corralled it in the end zone for the score. Uh-oh, but there is a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage.
And usually that's going to be offsides.
Oh, it's on Olivet. The illegal formation called on him. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but
Well, somebody was covered up. Shouldn't have been covered up. He was thrown right away.
yeah.
On the very top side.
Yep.
All the way the receiver on top. He covered up another receiver.
Oh, there's another one up there. Yep. Gotcha. Let's not take away anything from that throw, though. That was a perfect dime to McFerrin down the middle of the field. Jordan Lawton, they're going to miss him when he's gone next year, I'll tell you that. So back it up 5 to the 37-yard line. 1st and 15 now for the Tigers. Counter play to Daniels. And he's stood up by Evans at the 35-yard line. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Does Blake Evans like to make hits? He likes to hit people. Wow.
And watch him finish this. Just a little counter jab play. Watch. Oh, right there. Forward momentum stopped.
Oh, that was actually, I gave it to 17, but it was actually 47. Mason DeLong with the hit. Second leading tackler around the team. Second team all-conference player last year, Mason DeLong. Second down and a long 10 here for the Tigers. Lawton to throw. Pressure applied. Flag comes in. Into the end zone, and it is a touchdown, but we do have the flag. Another amazing throw by Jordan Lawton on the run, but I got a feeling it's coming back again.
This game has got a little sloppy here the last 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to hold right there, I believe.
Coach Joe Curry getting an explanation from Tim Kiefer, the referee. Not sure what much there is to talk about here. Lawton had 2 perfect passes for touchdowns taken away by penalties. And a meeting of the minds here. Everybody wearing black and white stripes.
Well, guys, if it's a hold, you just march it back 10 yards. It's not that difficult.
Oh, there's 2 penalties.
Illegal forward pass. Was he
past the line of scrimmage?
The line of scrimmage was about the 33 1/3.
Yeah. Wow. So they'll take the illegal forward pass because it's also a loss of down. But let's see here. Oh, I would say so. Yeah. He's at like the 31-32. So nice call by the officials there. We take back any of the snarkiness there. Nicely done. So loss of 5 and a loss of down. 3rd down and 15 again. But Lawton has thrown 2 picture-perfect dimes into the end zone. the last two plays. Let's see if he's got another one in him. He checks it down. It's ruled, but no one there to help Poland. And he makes a miss, and he'll pick up a first down. He needed 15 and got exactly 15. Oh, backbreaker for the Saints. Had him exactly where you wanted him.
Those are killers. Simple little swing pass. You motion out of it. You clear out that zone. Everybody runs, all goes. Little swing pass. Missed tackle right there.
Yep. John Pullen, the team's leading tackler, could not corral LaShawn Rule. And a big first down for Olivet. First down. And Javian Daniels hit at the line of scrimmage and rolled backward by Chris Peters again. He is a monster on the defensive line for the Saints today.
You know, he's not a real big guy. He plays with leverage. He's more tall and thin. But watch him stay inside this. He come in there and wrap it up, and with one arm brings him down.
Rolled him right over the top of himself. Second down after no gain. 2nd and 10. (35-21), and Saints need a stop here. Screen pass left, it's complete. Turns it upfield to the 10-yard line, and he's out of bounds at the 5. It's a 20-yard pickup and a first down and goal for Olivet. Short passes, and their playmakers are making plays.
Yards after the catch. Gives him where he catches him right in stride. Gives him an opportunity to turn the ball up the left sideline. Get enough for the first down.
Again, it was Jalen Dunnigan. The big play. Takes a hit at the end. And tighten that chin strap. First and goal for the Tigers. Looking to make it a 3-possession game again. Daniels behind the line. Chris Peters there to meet him at the line of scrimmage.
It's amazing to me how Peters does not just sit in an ice tub for about 4 hours after every game, because he just gets beaten up. Look how physical he is and makes that play. Now Olivet's starting to use a little clock here.
Mike Rubin with 12 tackles today. Chris Peters with 6. Second down and goal for the Tigers. Play action, rolling right. Lawton on the run. Overthrew his man Dunnigan again. Brings up third down and goal back at the 7-yard line.
He runs a pivot route, and that ball's got to be delivered as soon as he comes out of the break, if not before. He waited for him to come clear. If he throws it, watch, top of screen, pivot. Right there, the ball's got to be gone. He just waits a little bit long, tries to feather it in there out of bounds.
No turnovers yet today by either team. A big third down here for the Saints defense. Looking, and wrapped up, and down he goes. Chris Peters is everywhere. First sack of the game. Lawton is unhappy with himself, and the Saints defense is going to hold him to a field goal. Still, it's going to make it a 3-possession game, though.
They listed him at 255 pounds. I don't believe he's 255 pounds. I believe his effort is outstanding.
Wow.
Once again, just pulls him down.
3.5 sacks now on the season for Big 99. Field goal is a 30-yard attempt. Plenty of leg with the wind at the back, and it was right down the pipe. 38-21 now. It is a 3-possession game, though, and with the way the Saints offense has been going, the lack of the downfield passing game, this is quite the uphill battle.
You're not going to get chunk yardage, Nick. You're going to sit there, you might have to get 5, 6, 7 a pop. You're not going to get 20, 25 a pop.
Lawton 20 for 31. Has far more completions than the Saints have attempts. Major Dedmon has only thrown it 12 times. He has completed 6 of them. But they've all been within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. As Pregame Barber in there, ready to go on the kick return. That drive was a time eater. 6 minutes and 25 seconds. 11 plays, 63 yards, 2 potential touchdown passes. Well, not potential. They would have been touchdown passes had there not been penalties. Pretty good job by Olivet Nazarene's offense to overcome those big penalties and still put points on the board.
Do you think they're going to start recruiting kickoff holders now? Because this is 23. This is all he's done the last couple times.
That's Dion Fairley, by the way. Let's give him a shout out. Freshman from Springfield Southeast. Beautifully held on the kickoff. Uh-oh. That's a live ball. Rogers going to have to track it down and take a knee in the end zone. All right, we'll see if the St. Francis Saints offense can start looking downfield a little bit, give Brandon Ruffin and Malik Roberts a chance to go up and get it here. You'll see it hit his hands there as he tried to make the catch.
It's like a muff. As long as he doesn't try to advance it, he can take a knee and bring it out.
Out to the 25-yard line. Here is Major Dedmon, Pregame Barber in behind him. The big receivers are off to the left now. It's Ruffin in the slot and Malik Roberts wide left. Safety help that way, and it'll be a delay of game. It's making the hard harder here.
And right now, Olivet's just going to play shell coverage, 2 deep safeties, not let anything go over your head.
And another flag comes in. They get a false start. So far, no plays, -10 on the drive.
And you cannot play behind the change at any time, but you can't really, especially, afford to play behind the chains when you're trailing by 3 scores.
And Olivet lining up to bring some pressure here too on 1st down and 20. Dedmon gets rid of it quickly. He finds his man out to the 30-yard line. Pretty nice 14-yard pickup on 1st down. Seth Williams, the freshman, with the catch. Like you said, they're going to play pretty soft here. But I'll take 14 yards a catch. Under 10 minutes to go in the game. Saints trail 38-21. Draw play for Dedmon.
Nice move.
Slides up, 1st down, past the 40 to the 43. They turn that 1st down and 20 and in 2 plays pick up the 1st down. Again, blitz being shown up the middle by the inside linebacker Croson. We'll see if the Tigers bring pressure again. There's Major, nice close up of him. They do bring a couple extra guys. Throwing, nice back shoulder. Oh, knocked away. Nice play by the cornerback Montrell Campbell to knock it away, a sophomore from Alabama.
That was almost a complete. Does a nice job to reach his hand in. Watch his inside arm at the end right there to strip it away.
Seth Williams had his hands on it. This might be the best passing game of the season for Major, as you see Campbell there. 2nd down and 10. St. Francis at their own 44. It's Dedmon on the keeper. Turns it upfield. It's a 1st down for the freshman again. He runs out of bounds at the 36. I don't mind that at all. Stops the clock.
No, that was a heads-up play because he knew he couldn't take it to the house. So why don't you got your first down, step out of bounds, kill the clock. Watch this. This is pretty intelligent play on his part, being a freshman. He gets the outside, he gets the edge, and watch it. He looks back inside, says, nope, there's 4 guys there. Let's just get what I get out of bounds, save some time.
Inside Tiger territory for the first time this quarter. Draw play for Barberin, but they were all over him on that one. Still on his feet, but still Trey Barberin fighting as hard as he could, but still ended up losing 5 yards. Second down and 15.
And you cannot say that the running backs for St. Francis do not run hard, because both Milton and Barbs, they run hard. Look at this. 1, 2 guys on him.
4, 5.
3 more guys. He's still on. Still up. Still up. Still up. Still up.
Second and 15. Low snap picked up by Major. Down the middle of the field, and should have been intercepted. Looking for Ruffin, I believe, but it was dropped.
And I think Ruffin just barely got a hand on it to deflect it, or else that's an easy interception. Tries to run inside. Ruffin just maybe barely gets a hand on that.
Brock Perry, the safety there. Third and 15. Major with the draw. Little room again. There goes the freshman. First down on 3rd and 15. Slides down at the 21-yard line. Major Dedman doing it all with his legs today.
So right now you should probably try to take a shot to the end zone because you're close enough. Try to save as much time as you could. He's just smooth. He just not ever in a hurry. Takes what he can. Now watch this, smart. He gets wrapped around, and now watch him try to go down.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Don't hit me too hard. Screen pass out to Ruff. He's got Malik Roberts in front of him. Ruffin spins his way to an 8-9 pickup and takes a group of Tigers to push him back. There we go. Working against the clock here, though. 7:20 and counting.
Now, right now, if I'm a special teams guy for St. Francis, I'm talking to my special teams guys. I'm saying, okay, here is our best onside kick. I'm already discussing this right now because I'm assuming we're going to score. And I'm assuming you score. Maybe there's 7 minutes left to go in a ball game. You're down by 10 points. You're going to have to kick it into the wind, and you're going to give Olivet some good field position. So that's certainly a conversation that I'm having right now with the special teams guys. Hey, are we going to run special teams? Are we going to run an onside kick? If we are, this is the one we're going to run right now.
Don't forget, got volleyball, basketball, all coming up on the USF YouTube channel. You can watch all those games live. Just go to GoFightingSaints.com, click on upcoming events, and click on that video link to the game that you would like to watch. All that at GoFightingSaints.com. We got some beautiful views of Memorial Stadium today. Thanks to Brandon and Jessica and the crew here. Second down and 2. Snap to Major. He fakes it and keeps it to the 10. Cuts it inside to the 5. He rolls down again at the 4-yard line. First and goal for the Saints. They'll stop the clock as they move the chains. Again, running it to Perret. Not many yards there, though. Maybe a yard or 2.
Right now, your clock is as big as the opponent as a score.
Yep. Up to the line quickly. Second and goal here for the Saints. Dedman looking off to the side. Low snap, but picked up. They give it to Perret. Tried to bowl the ball his way into the end zone. Couldn't quite get there. Third and goal from the 3 now after a gain of 2 by Barberin.
6 minutes left to go in a ball game.
Here the Saints with a sense of urgency. The fans in the stands with the same sense of urgency here. 5.5 minutes to go about. You're going to put 4 wide receivers off to the right. 1 left. Quarterback keeper here?
You would think.
Dedman fakes it, keeps it, jabs, goes left. pushing close to the goal line. He'll be a yard or two shy. 4th down and goal.
Well, if you convert here, you score a touchdown, you definitely got to go for the onside because you're facing a time clock battle.
Go to Parade, or do you fake it, keep and let Dedman go to work again?
I let Dedman go to work again, maybe around the left side.
In a timeout, they're going to talk about it.
Now, one thing we haven't seen on this drive is Milton in the backfield. We've seen, Barb's back there. We haven't seen Milton. I'm looking on the sideline. I don't think he's injured, but we have not seen him on this drive.
Major Dedman now 17 carries, over 100 yards today, along with 2 touchdowns. His best day probably both rushing and passing. Brandon Ruffin with 5 catches and 45 yards, his most productive afternoon. The best day he's had was against Trinity International when he grabbed 3 catches for 27 yards. Man, it feels so weird to talk about him in those terms, doesn't it? A great game for Ruffin with 5 catches. That guy usually goes, in the last 3 years, 7, 8, 9 catches for 120, 130, 140.
5 catches sometimes would be a decent half for Ruff. Now, if you're going to run the ball, you're going to run it behind your best offensive lineman. If you're going to give him a run-pass option, you got to get him to the edge.
They're spreading it out wide here.
Milton's back in the backfield now.
4th and goal here for the Saints. They trail by 3 possessions, 5 minutes to go. Here we go. Dedman takes the snap. Option play. Fakes the pitch. Dives. Touchdown. That was the Major Dedman drive. And he caps it off with a 3-yard score. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the game.
So you kick the extra point. You make it, a touchdown and a field goal game if you convert.
The thing is, that took about 6 minutes off the clock, that drive did. Can't really afford to do that. Extra point on the way. Looks good from here. And it is. Just a tick under 5 minutes to go. The Saints will line up for an onside kick coming up here.
Now, if you were kicking the other way and had an opportunity to kick in the end zone, I could see you kicking it long. But right now, because even if you kick it into the wind, you know that Olivet's going to get the ball around the 35-yard line. And then with the wind behind their back, if they punt it, they're going to pin you inside your 15.
Their special teams unit.
I always like the onside kick. I don't know why. I always am in awe of the way some teams run their onsides, how they do it. You're going to squib it. You're going to get the high bounce. You're going to kick directly at somebody. Let's see if Olivet puts their hands team up there. There should be nothing but running backs and wide receivers in the first 2 lines here.
And the skill it takes to execute an onside kick.
Now, if you wanted to right now, given this alignment by Olivet, because everybody's within the first 7 yards of the line of scrimmage, if you wanted to pooch it down to the 30 and perhaps get a crazy bounce, you could try to do that too.
Josh Holberry out of England, ready to put this one in play. He's doing exactly what you said. High kick, short kick, and a little trouble there. It's kind of what you were hoping for for St. Francis, but Olivet able to escape any sort of trouble.
If that ball hits the ground, there's no telling where it's going to go.
It was nicely done by Holberry. Gave it the best opportunity he could, I think.
Now see, as he's going back, and then the return man comes up, and they're signaling fair catch all the way.
It was Brock Perry, the safety, who went back to make that catch instead of Javion Daniels coming up to make the catch. All right, Saints are going to have to go for this football. Every single tackle. Snap, give to Daniels, I believe. Inside run, he picks up 5. Timeout by the Saints.
That would be their second. They'll have 1 left.
Other games around the MSFA today. Indiana Wesleyan at St. Francis, Indiana. Siena Heights at Lawrence Tech. St. Xavier down at Missouri Baptist. Marion hosting Concordia today. Taylor hosting Lake Erie, and St. Ambrose at home against Trinity International.
And yes, Illinois still beat Wisconsin.
Next broadcast coming up for St. Francis. We're on the road next week, but we return home to Memorial Stadium to take on Missouri Baptist at 1 o'clock kickoff on November 2nd. Next home game. Then they're on the road at St. Ambrose the week after that, and then back at home to finish off the regular season against St. Xavier. So 2 more opportunities to get here. The next one, November 2nd, 1 o'clock kickoff against Missouri Baptist. Out of the timeout, 2nd down for the Tigers. All right, here we go. You know, if the teams are ready, can we just go ahead and roll?
Yeah. Well, you got that center official back there, the umpire.
There's the snap and the give. It's Rule looking for the edge. Go out of bounds. Yep. He goes out of bounds. They stop the clock. Yeah, fans saw what you saw.
Where's the holding?
Enough of the teamwork here, huh? R.J. Williams helping out the LaShawn Rule with his chin strap.
Oh, they're going to run the
Why
clock?
are they running the clock? The referee signaled. There he goes. He's like, no, he was out of bounds. Oh, now they're calling a timeout. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
What's going on here, boys?
I don't know if he was out of bounds. I don't know if you get a look back on that. If he went out of bounds, look to me like he went out of bounds. Let's see it. He's out. Yeah, he's out of bounds.
He didn't go out. I don't get it.
So now St. Francis got to burn their last timeout. So this play is really huge. And if Olivet does not convert here on 3rd down, they're going to punt the ball with the win.
And I know their fans watching, listening, saying, I mean, come on, this one's over, right? It's 2 possessions, under 5 minutes to go. But let me remind you, Illinois beat Wisconsin today.
Yep.
Anything can happen. Anything.
That's why you play till the whistle. That's why you play till there's 000.
You see the defensive unit getting coached up by Coach Curry there. Joe Curry in his 8th year, 40-39, trying to avoid going 500 in his 8 years as head coach.
And if they do not convert, you got to get your best punt block right now. Sell out.
If they convert, well then, it's pretty much a wrap. All the timeouts gone for the Saints. Take off the final 8 seconds of our timeout. Keep an eye on Chris Peters. He's on the far right side of that defensive line. There's the snap, looking to throw. Pocket collapses. Lawton running. Fires, and it is complete. 1st down for the Tigers. Receiver goes out of bounds and stops the clock.
And there's
a
a flag.
Uh-oh.
That's going to be a holding.
Wow. Another penalty by Olivet.
A little curious to me why you would throw the ball. I know that you're thinking 1st down and this ball game's pretty much done.
Yeah. Illegal man downfield, so they're going to do it again, 5 yards back. 4.5 minutes to go here, and what should have been a game-icing 1st down, another time or another penalty, keeps the game alive here. So 3rd and 11 now. Now you definitely have to throw it. I guess you can run it and just go on 4th down since they're timeout. But here's Jordan Lawton to throw. Steps up in the pocket, fires on the run. Wide open is Walling at the 30. He'll race down the sideline and make it into the end zone. Touchdown. 69-yard touchdown pass with 4 minutes to go. We'll wrap this up for the Tigers.
Yeah, to sell out for St. Francis. He just gets lost. He scrambles. Nobody's back there.
All Walling had to do is make sure he made the catch. And it was Nick Murray, the safety, trying his best to keep him from going over the goal line. Couldn't quite stop him. 44-28 with the extra point coming up. Nearly blocked by R.J. Williams, but it's up and good.
And I will say this, you have to be very, very impressed with Mr. Lawton. Jordan Lawton was just nails today, putting balls on the receiver's hands, running the offense very efficiently, never getting flustered, extended plays with just scrambling around in the pocket. Very efficient, very, very impressed with Mr. Lawton today.
325 yards and 4 touchdowns.
That would be impressive.
And the point you made before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different receivers have caught a pass today. Brian Jenkins with the most catches, 4 catches, 55 yards and a touchdown. Brady Walling, the help of that 69-yarder, gives him the most yards receiving with 88. That was his first touchdown of the game. Jalen Dunnigan, 3 catches for 78 and a touchdown. Graziano, Javion Daniels, Jake Klingel-Smith, Lyric McFerrin, LaShawn Roll, Dakota McManus, and Dion Brunt, all with catches for the Tigers today. The return from Ruffin will be from the goal line. 4 minutes to go. Nice return by Ruff out to near the 40-yard line.
You don't really think somebody that tall and lanky would be that fast, but once Ruff gets to the outside, he can turn on the afterburners a little bit.
One of the nation's best track and field athletes in the NAIA with the long jump and hurdles, I believe he ran. We're going to test out Major's arm here in the final 3 minutes and change. Tried to avoid the game's only turnover, though. Well, draw played to Milton. He'll pick up about 4 or 5. Taken down by Jalen Simpson, their inside linebacker, a junior out of Portland, Michigan. Leads the team in tackles. Had 12 tackles last week against St. Ambrose, 15 against Lawrence Tech. Screen out to Ruffin. We'll give him that all day long. He picks up the first down. Stop the clock momentarily. No more timeouts here for the Saints. Coming up next for Olivet Nazarene will be a game at home against Robert Morris, a team the Saints saw last week. Here's R.J. Williams, his second grab of the game.
And I think as you see Dedmon progress, you're going to see more shots down the field. You're going to see him take more charge of the offense in terms of he won't have to look back to the sidelines to know what the play call is. He would already know, hey, this look I'm getting, this is where I'm going with the football.
You saw some flashes with the arm, too. He's thrown some nice balls downfield. He'll have another chance here. Right on the money. R.J. Williams at the 31-yard line. First down, 2:42 to go. Trying to cover the spread. Offense not really built for a comeback. Dedmon on the draw. Hit behind the line. Nice tackle made by Jason Freeman, the junior out of Zion Benton. Some talent there, Coach.
Major young talent. I think the key is young talent.
Yep. He's rough, but he's there. Looking for the end zone. Wide open is Williams. Drops it right in there, but the freshman dropped it. And Matt McCarthy, the offensive coordinator, just takes off his hat and looks to the sky and kind of laughs and giggles at that point.
You're a basketball guy, so go back to this. Remember Al McGuire?
Sure. Let's see it again here. Why? He's just too open, Coach.
Yep.
He's too wide open. Oh, no. Are they going to play that back for him over and over again, or just not let him see that ever again? Oh, man, oh, man. Third down. Going to run it here. Major trying to make something happen. Oh, spun down after a gain of 2. They'll bring up fourth down.
Take a shot for the end zone.
Oh, Seth. Let's get Dan Getch a catch here. Or 81 on the near side. Fourth down and 9. 1:18 to go. Clock is ticking down. Snap back to Major. Plenty of time. He'll loft one in the end zone. Looking for Getch. Intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Campbell, his first pick of the season. That'll wrap us up.
So anyway, getting back to my Al McGuire story. And he always had really, really good teams, but he'd go in the tournament and play like North Carolina or somebody like that. Somebody's always better. You always lose in the Elite 8, maybe Final Four. So they're asking the year that he had, I think it was Bo Ellis and Butch Lee, and they eventually won a national championship. So they were freshmen, and a report goes up to Al McGuire. He says, "What's the best thing about your freshmen?" And he said, "Next year they'll be sophomores." Point being is they'll have that year of experience. They'll experience all these things. They'll learn from it. They'll get better. They get stronger. They get faster. So it's not that St. Francis doesn't have talent. It's just that they're young talent, and they haven't been through all this.
In college, athletics is kind of a funny thing. While you do want to develop that young talent, you still got seniors on the team who they're playing in their last season. They don't want to wait for a year or two to develop any kind of talent. They want to win as bad now as anybody. But you got to do what you got to do. And Major Dedmon's your quarterback, and if you're going to learn and grow, you take your bumps and bruises along the way. A couple kneel downs here from Lawton, and that will take us to the last snap of the game. Your final score is going to be 45-28. Saints fall in their second consecutive conference game. First Robert Morris, now Olivet Nazarene. Quite behind the 8 ball if you're looking at conference standings, but a couple big games coming up. Got St. Xavier on the schedule, St. Ambrose as well. Missouri Baptist is coming up. Our next home game, which you can watch right here at GoFightingSaints.com. Take a look at some of the final numbers here. 349 yards of total offense there, Coach. 250 on the ground, 99 through the air. It's about their average. For Olivet Nazarene, 479 yards. 325 through the air out of the hands of Jordan Lawton, 21 for 32 and 4 touchdowns. Leading rusher for Olivet, LaShawn Rule, 9 carries, 85 yards, average 9.4 a carry in a touchdown. Javion Daniels, 12 carries, 27 yards. Jalen Dunnigan, Lyric McFerrin, Jared Honey, Jordan Lawton, all with carries today as well. For St. Francis, your leading rusher was your quarterback, Major Dedmon, 23 carries, 142 yards today.
That's an outstanding effort.
And 3 touchdowns as well. Dwayne Milton, 17 carries. He eclipsed the 100-yard mark again. 100 yards right on the nose with a touchdown. Pere Barber in 5 carries for 8 yards. Brandon Ruffin, R.J. Williams, and Seth Williams all with catches. Brandon Ruffin, 7 catches, 59 yards. His best game of the season so far. R.J. Williams, 3 catches for 26. Seth Williams with 1 for 14. But the one that he's going to remember is the one drop in the end zone, unfortunately for him. As a team, 23 total first downs for St. Francis. They were 3 for 11 on third down. What do you think Olivet was on third down?
They had to be over 70%.
9 for 15, well over 50%. St. Francis, 5.3 yards per play. Olivet 7.5. They were 4 out of 7 every time they reached the red zone, and they won the time of possession battle as well, 37-24.
But you take a look at the upcoming schedule for St. Francis, and I take a look at it this way. We've got St. Xavier, we got Missouri Baptist, we got St. Ambrose, and we've got St. Xavier again.
Yeah.
So you got 3 out of the remaining 4 games on your schedule are rival opponents, people that you know very well, people that it's a bragging rights game, and something that you can improve on. Now, is Devon getting better? Absolutely. Is the defense getting better? Absolutely. But success is never linear. It doesn't go straight up. You know what I'm saying? It goes a little bit up, a little bit down. You have a low in the valley. So that's something that you guys sit there and you harp on if you're Coach Curry and the coaching staff. We are getting better. I know you don't see the immediate returns in terms of victories, but you are getting better. A very well played ball game. Not a lot of penalties. No turnovers again. All right? But you just don't have the firepower to match up and sit there and throw the ball 35, 40 times if you have to. That's why you have to play with the lead. You have to make it a close game all the way through. Hope that your running game gets you some positive yards as it did today. Okay, another positive for St. Francis. But this team right now is not built to sit there and come back from 14, 17, 20 points down in the second half.
Next 3 games for Olivet Nazarene. The final 3 games will be at home against Robert Morris, then up in Chicago to take on St. Xavier. They'll finish with Trinity International down in Bourbonnais. For the Saints, they are on the road next week taking on St. Xavier. Back at home for our next broadcast. That'll be against Missouri Baptist, a 1 o'clock kickoff on November 2nd. On the road, our final long road trip of the season out to Davenport to take on St. Ambrose. And then it's back home here to Memorial Stadium to wrap up the regular season against the Cougars of St. Xavier. Of the 2 against St. Xavier coming up, next week will be the non-conference game, the extra game, if you will. And then the conference game will be the final game of the year. You can check out the schedule, the final stats, everything else you need to know at GoFightingSaints.com. Big thanks to Brandon and Jessica and the entire crew here. Another job well done. I know they fought through some troubles last week and picture-perfect broadcast this week, so appreciate their hard work here at a beautiful, cool fall, windy afternoon. The Saints fall to Olivet Nazarene, 45-28. For Dave LaCanna, for Lee Turnbow, my name's Nick Jacobs. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.